We're excited for it, brother.
Yep.
Kick some ass tonight. Okay, I'm here with the Ozarks Lunkers competitor for the first week, the St. Joe Coast head coach. Coach, what is new for you adjusting into year 2, and how are you making changes to make advancements this season?
Year 2, I just decided that I have to start being a little bit more disciplined myself. Last year, we kind of got a little willy-nilly towards the end of the season, and as a first-year head coach, I had a lot to learn. So I think I learned a lot over the offseason.
That's awesome, man. And I got to ask, right? Ownership. We've heard a lot of buzz tonight about who has come into the league. A couple of big-name guys. I won't mention them for the questions, but can you speak on that a little bit? How has ownership affected you this year, and what are you guys looking forward to in advancement?
It's been a little rough earlier on because it was the transition between owners, with the league sale and everything. But I think we all took it on the chin pretty well. Now it's just all excitement around Kansas City and St. Joseph, but it's just all excitement now with the names that we all know about. So
that's awesome, man. We're excited for the hype, excited for the season. Good luck tonight, Coach.
Thank you. God bless.
Absolutely.
Here to Wilson Logistics Arena, and the Goats won that one 78-45, and then they won. The Goats also won on the road. They had to play outdoors. They had some arena issues with some water in Kansas City. They played at a high school outside, and the Goats won that one 61-28. So they win 2 out of 3 last year. We'll see what happens in 2025.
And that one loss here at Wilson Logistics Arena, the only loss in the regular season for this Goats team. Again, ended up losing in the first round. Excited to see what's going to happen here, and especially with the team finishing the best regular season. With Duluth, got to be opening favorites to maybe go all the way once again this year. Interesting to see. Good to get this game out of the way. And another thing is that they'll only facing this team once this year, with 2 new teams getting added now up to 6. Instead of 3, they will only be seeing the Goats 1 time this regular season here for the home opener.
Well, the Lunkers will receive to start this game off. The captain's on the field along with the officiating crew. And we are set and ready to go. Man, this is going to be a lot of fun.
Thank you again to Christian Lewis with Simmons Bank for joining for the coin toss tonight. Your Lunkers will be seeing the throw-off, and we'll be starting in just a moment. Let's go, Lunkers!
Yep, and I got to get a good taste of Arena League football. I'm excited to see how this goes first season here with the Lunkers. And as some of you fans at home reading off the scores, maybe new to this type of style of football, high scoring, fast paced. Going to be a lot of action in this one. It's going to be exciting for those new. Stay tuned and buckle up. It's going to be a ride till the final whistle.
The opening throw-off, that's something that's new in Arena League football last year. Beginning of each half and after scores, they throw it downfield. No kicking in this league. So they'll throw it to start the game. Each team will start at their 15-yard line. There'll be 6 players lined up at the 15 from the offense and 6 from on the defense. The thrower is at the goal line. Now the ball must travel at least 40 yards to be in play. So the Lunkers will receive, and we'll see who is back deep for the Lunkers. Looks like it is Emory Bryant Jr., who in the scrimmage last week ran one back for a touchdown. So he is back deep for the Lunkers. We'll see who will throw it off for the St. Joe squad.
And that was also on the opening kick of that scrimmage, was when Bryant was able to run back that one into the end zone. Hopefully we'll see that again to start off this game, get the fans going into this one.
So the officials set and ready to go. This is year 2, so they had kind of a learning curve with the officiating last year. Learned a lot, changed a few rules. Center no longer a receiver. It's 7-on-7 as opposed to 6-on-6. And it looks like Angelo Trujillo will throw
And
it
just a
off.
quick reminder, fans, if you did not pick up your pom-poms or megaphones, be sure to do so. You guys were pretty awesome and pretty loud during the introductions. I want to make sure that you're loud during the game, too. So pick up your pom-poms, pick up your megaphones at the entrance.
He is at the goal line wearing his number 2. You'll notice the Goats wearing the road white uniforms, trimmed in black and soft blue, baby blue, while the Lunkers are in their red home uniforms, trimmed in white, and they've got black striping on it. They'll huddle up, and we'll get set and ready to go here. Looking forward to this. Kind of a nice crowd for this home opener for the Lunkers. Again, it's at Wilson Logistics Arena, which is at the Ozark Empire Fairgrounds in Springfield, Missouri. This facility normally would hold 6,300 fans, with the stands up in one end where we're located, where the video board is. Probably more like 5,500 capacity. Won't be that tonight, but a good crowd for the first game. There's a lot going on. Beautiful weather day and some rain coming into the area later on tonight. They call it the tackle box, which I love that nickname.
I do too. And what a beautiful facility this is for some arena football. One thing I also did notice is the boxes that you would normally have are now along the boards on the field, on the ground. Very interesting, awesome experience. You see some people lined up leaning against the boards right here, and that's got to be a great view to watch this game. Some hard hits over there. Got to duck here with your drink. Very interesting to see how it's going to go, and that's, again, great facility that we have here for the Lunkers here at Wilson Logistics Arena, as we are now getting set to throw off here to start this home opener.
The Goats lined up at their own 15, while the Lunkers are lined up at midfield, which is at 25. Again, 50-foot long field, 85-foot wide. We are set. Trujillo will throw it off. Deep for the Lunkers, Emery Bryant Jr. Here we go. Enjoy this one tonight. He's going to throw it out of bounds to start this one off. So how about that? It's a touchback.
On the throw-off, we have a flag on the field.
Spotted at the 25-yard line. He did that on purpose.
Interesting strategy to start off with that one. Emery Bryant, we did say earlier, dangerous return man, opted to just give him midfield rather than letting him get the ball back and a chance to return it back to the end zone. So now 1st and 10.
So your Lunkers will be starting at midfield. First down.
Josh White, the starting quarterback for the Lunkers, 5'11", 185-pounder, Fort Scott Community College. Takes the snap, gives it on a handoff, going right side, and stopped with no gain on the play.
Brandon Mackey with the carry.
Brandon Mackey, a 5'6",
Mike Reynolds there for the Goats to get the stop.
Back from Kentucky Wesleyan.
No gain on the play, second down.
2nd and 10 for the Lunkers. Snap back high. Again the give, going left this time, trying to get out of bounds, and does fall forward at the 20-yard line. Interesting. Lunkers
Double 10 action on that play. Brandon Mackey again, the ball carrier.
Very different what we saw.
Angel Mata making the stop for the Goats. This will bring up 3rd down.
Went passing heavy to start. Now they're going out run heavy. And again, in this league, you got to be able to shed your blocks quick to cover that with how small the field it is. So great job by this O-line to create some space.
3rd and 5 here for the Lunkers. Josh White barking out the signals. Takes a snap. Rolls to his left. Looking downfield. He'll throw it into the end zone. It is caught for a touchdown, but a flag.
Pass is complete to number 2, Matt Rush. However, we have a flag on the field. Flag on the field. So
we'll see. We get the white cap deliberating.
we're going to take a quick official timeout. We'll be right back with this message from our officials.
Got that pass off at. So there's.
And I think the flag actually came from the jump. I don't think it was anything with White. I think it came from at the line we're about to hear right now. Legal formation.
Yeah, he did get the ball off in time.
Ball moved back to midfield, 3rd down and 10 for the Lunkers.
Before that.
And one thing that is different, a new rule this year, is the quarterback rushing gets close to the line of scrimmage. Now the new running lane has to stay in between the hash marks. If he goes across the line of scrimmage without throwing the ball outside of the hash marks, it's a flag and a 5-yard penalty. That's a new rule added for the 2nd season of the Arena League, so we had to get rid of that ball very quickly.
3rd and 10 here for the Lunkers.
And watch out again. They sent a blitz from a defensive back, the Goats last play ago. See if they'll do it again.
Got a blocker in the backfield in Mackey, the snap back. And they're going to go short to the left, incomplete. Will bring up a 4th down.
Pass is incomplete.
Now 4th downs are
this brings up 4th down.
League. You can go for it on 4th down. It's 4th and 10, or you can surrender. To surrender, the opponent will get the ball at their own 15-yard line. So we'll see what the Lunkers elect to do here on 4th and 10.
It's a 10-yard difference. going to agree with the decision here to not surrender it. You get back to the line, it's going to be, even if you get close to the yard to gain, it's going to be right where they get the ball anyways. You're at midfield. I like this call to go for it here on 4th and 10.
Josh White in the backfield by himself. 2 wide receivers on the left. The play clock ran out, so a delay of game against the Lunkers there. You can see it on the other side of the field as we look at it. I think they have, right in front of us. There is a play clock, 20-second play clock. Another rule in the Arena League. They have 20 seconds to get the play off.
Ball will be spotted at the Lunkers 20-yard line, 4th down.
Not managing the clock correctly. Still choosing to go for here on 4th and 15 from their own 20.
White in the backfield by himself, takes a snap, drops back, rolls to his left. He's got time. Now he takes off, eludes one tackler, gets it downfield, first down and more. Ball caught by Kendrick Payne.
Making the reception for the Lunkers, number 3, Kendrick Payne. And he is brought down by Antonio Taylor Jr.
Go back at the replay. From my view, it looked like his foot goes over the 20 when he throws. Gets back, over the line of scrimmage. That's going to be a penalty on the
Hold up, we have official discussion.
He's already proving detrimental to this team. No, they waive it.
Ball will be spotted at the 7-yard line. And folks, we are now in the Simmons Bank red zone. Let's make some noise in the red zone.
They do have a sky judge up here just to the left of us, so they can look at that play, review it. White, he's got 4 on the right side. Ball is incomplete.
Pass intended for number 10, Brandon Mackey, is incomplete. 2nd down.
From Josh White.
Play designs go quickly out. They had all the time in the world. It was a great block right there from Rob Saunders, the 350 center for this Lunkers team. Hopefully going to help out with the blocking up front. And with a league like this, you need all the time you can get. You might have less than 2 seconds to get this ball out.
Snap back, fake handoff. White is going to go left, and the ball is low. Intended once again.
Pass will fall incomplete. This will bring up 3rd down.
For the Lunkers. This is about as long a drive in 2 years that I've watched. They usually score a lot quicker or give it up a lot quicker.
Back-to-back plays where man opens, great design play, find him. Probably can walk in for a touchdown on that play, just too low. Pressure getting there from Mike Reynolds, number 55 on the D-line. Expect some pressure here from a corner.
4 wide receivers on the right side for the Lunkers, 1 on the left. White being pressured, he throws it. Mackey is in for the score.
Brandon Mackey with the reception. That's good for Lunkers. Touchdown.
The crowd and the Lunkers get on the board first here, 6-0.
And right there, the pressure did come from the right side from number 4, Ryan Martinez for the Goats, and that's right where his spot was. Leaves the space open, and that's 6 points for the Lunkers.
They're going to go for 1 here on the extra points. From the 5-yard line, you can pass in for 1, or from the 10, you can run or pass in for 2 points. They're going to go for 1 here. 4 wide receivers again on the right side. And we've got movement by the Lunkers. Matt Rush.
Pre-snap penalty.
Anticipating the snap count. And that'll be a 5-yard penalty. So I still think, even though it's from the 10, I still think it's a 1-point conversion.
And I would also assume that they still cannot run the ball. For a 1-point conversion, you have to pass. 2 points.
Lunkers will be at the 10-yard line for the extra try.
Throw the ball going for 1. They line up here. Now with some more space, we'll see if the Goats want to send more pressure again. Doesn't look like they're going to, but they've blitzed from this formation earlier from midfield to start this drive.
Motion man coming vertical. Scrambling, trying to get out of the way, and that ball, they drop the quarterback at midfield.
Antonio Taylor Jr. and Mike Reynolds with the stop for the Goats. Extra point try is no good.
St. Joe will take over after
10.5 minutes into the first quarter. Lunkers lead 6-0.
Play to set up there. We've seen the second time we've seen it tonight where number 4 Emery Bryant Jr. about 8-9 yards off the line of scrimmage, way back, run up, and right when the ball's hiked, he's got an 8-9 yard head start in order to get up to full speed right at the start of the play. Great design formation here.
All right, guys, I am here with, what's your name, buddy?
Gunner.
Gunner, awesome. Gunner, what'd you think about that first drive? Are you excited for this season?
Absolutely.
Hey, Gunner, who's your favorite player out here tonight, man?
Matt Rush.
Matt Rush, big Matt Rush. Go get him, guys.
Otis Odom, 5'5", 150-pounder from Atlanta, Georgia. See what the Lunkers do here. Interesting that the Goats decided to throw it out of bounds. Here's the throw downfield. Does bounce at the 5. High hop. Picked up by Odom in the goal line. He's got some running room. Down the field right side and into the wall. He is hit, and that's the
Lakevius Daniel on the throw-off and the stop for the Lunkers. Otis Odom on the return. However, we do have a flag on the field, so let's get...
High-octane hit right there. And right, everyone stays outside. The hole opens in the middle. No one covered the middle of the field. The Red Sea parted on that one. So we're going to see what the call is on the field.
Holding against the Goats is the call. Byron Pearson is the white hat making that call. Backs him up to the 6-yard line. And that's where their new quarterback will take over. Dylan Von Boxel, 6'2", 205-pounder from Kentucky Wesleyan. He'll throw short, and it's incomplete.
Flag on the play, and I think Lorenzo Thompson, wide out on the left side of the field, close side of your screen. I think jumped the line a bit, try to get a running start. I think he jumped the line. And that's something with that motion where you run up behind the line of scrimmage. You've got to hike that ball perfectly. I think that's what the call is going to be here, but we'll see from the Whitecap.
Illegal formation. Half the distance, so they now take over at their own 3. And then Boxel, yeah, he's all the way near the wall in the end zone.
I'd send pressure, and luckily with the boards, no worry about having to do a Dan Orlovsky and run out of the back of the end zone. New quarterback this close, I'd be sending some pressure here.
Then Boxel takes a snap. Here comes the pressure, and again a whistle. Another whistle.
And a high throw, too.
Can we say this is the first game of the year? That these teams are not in mid-season form yet? False start on the offense.
And I don't know if you can even throw the ball this, because now you're down at the 2-yard line. His back is almost against the wall.
Let's just say that the Lunkers are bringing some pressure with him in the end zone. Yep.
Got to be careful as a safety.
Oh, and there's a ball over the wall, and that'll be a safety.
Pressure showing early for the Lunkers. Bad snap and this close to the end zone. That's a costly play for the Goats. Bad start for this offense.
Let's see what they say. It is a safety. So the snap over the head of the quarterback, and the Lunkers lead it 8-0. How about that? Start this one.
Love that. Great job bringing the pressure from the Lunkers defense. However, with how high scoring this game is, 8 points is not a lot to worry about just yet. Unlike your traditional football game, you got time to talk it over with the offense. You didn't get to see a lot from that offense just from where they had to start in the costly penalties, and then the safety, of course, from the air and snap above the head of the quarterback. So hopefully we're able to see a better showing from the Goats next time around, but great pressure from that defense. Expect to see it more and more as we get later into this game.
Well, they did kill themselves a little bit on that drive. Penalty after penalty after penalty continued to go the wrong way and finally resulted in the safety. So 8-0 our score, 9:50 to play in the opening quarter.
And I mean, you can say with penalty after penalty, but you don't hold on that return, you're going to be set up right at midfield. And even if you got all those penalties, you wouldn't have anything to worry about. So it's that penalty on the throw-off, which is why special teams are very important in this league. Special teams can get a lot of points and also cost a lot, because that costs a costly drive and 2 in favor of the home team.
Trujillo will throw it away for the Goats. He throws it downfield. It bounces at the 12, so it didn't travel 40 yards. And a flag on the play, which means good field position for the Lunkers.
And they're trying to make sure the Lunkers can't get a return down. Definitely not wanting to get the ball in the hands of Emory Bryant Jr. However, it's costing penalties. Another drive set up at midfield for the Lunkers. If this results in a score, as a special teams you got to talk it over, where if you're not getting that ball where you want it, you got to just throw it up in the air and make sure your guys get down there. Because if it's costing field position like this, you can't afford to continue to do that all game. So we'll see what the Goats do later, but now the Lunkers set up at midfield once again.
3 wide receivers on the right side, running back in the backfield. 1 slot back on the left. The give up the middle. This is Mackey spinning forward, churning his legs, and he gets it across the 20 down to the 19. Gain of 6 on first down.
Nothing fancy about it. The offensive line doing great work for Ozark right now, as you'll see it here. Shifty able to break a tackle before stumbling down and grabbing at his legs. And the run game working great so far for the Lunkers.
4 wide receivers on the right side for the Lunkers, 1 on the left. Quarterback Josh White takes a snap. He's being pressured, throws left. Matt Rush with the catch. He'll gain a couple, and he is dragged down on the play. Good defense by Trujillo, and he was one of the top tacklers in the league last year. Look at that anticipation by Trujillo.
And on that play right there, with Martinez blitzing up the gap, you've got to have somebody to cover that short flat. Trujillo was there, but just easy yards, end up a 3rd and short. You got to cover that flat when you got a guy blitzing on this small of a field.
4 wide receivers on the right side again for the Lunkers. They're going to bring the blitz. Here's a pass incomplete, intended for Mackey, and that'll bring up 4th and short now for the Lunkers. Boy, he was wide open too, but the quarterback White was really under some pressure. We'll see the replay.
And again, we might get in a minute, but targeting that spot where they're sending pressure from. Fortunately, we aren't going to get it there, but got to be careful though, because the Goats put a spy right there, shifts right over, can be an easy pick, so got to be careful.
They're in short here, or in tight for the running play most likely. They fake the handoff. The quarterback's going to try. He's not going to get it. And the Goats will take over. They fake the handoff, and the quarterback White tried to follow his running back through the hole and was dragged back, and the Goats will take over right there.
I think right there. Set up as a design quarterback run, but the block wasn't there.
And we've got a timeout on the field. We'll be back after this break. Don't forget to download the Fan Club app. Join your home team and earn extra game day points. Back after this.
Welcome to the Arena League,
where it pays.
Second down. Pass is incomplete. This will bring up third down. That pass will be incomplete. This brings up fourth down. Juries present the carry. From Carter making the stop for the Lunkers. First and goal. Darius Burnett with the carry for the Goats. And the catch of Lunkers making the tackle.
there, had the right distance on it, just a little bit too much power on the roll, double covered in the end zone. That ball is almost in the perfect position. Got to be careful if you're the Lunkers on the defense here, as he's showing have some good accuracy on the run.
Dylan Van Boxel, 6'2", 205-pounder, started off his college career at Rochester Community College. He hails from Gardner, Kansas. He is the new quarterback for the Goats this season.
Definitely not an easy position for him, taking over quarterback position of a team going 7-1, the number 1 seed last year. Definitely tough, big shoes to fill for Van Boxel. So we'll see how he fares starting. But his first game is a good start. It's on the road, a lot of pressure seen early. These are positions you want.
Your swing is one of a kind. Shouldn't your clubs be too? At Griff's Golf, we craft the ultimate golf experience through custom fittings. Our expert fitters use the latest technology to analyze every aspect of your swing. With brands such as Callaway, Ping, and Titleist, we carry over 100,000 combinations to help unlock your true potential. From shaft dynamics to head design, we create clubs uniquely tailored to you. Stop guessing and start crushing with equipment as exceptional as your game. Bring your Ozarks Lunkers ticket for 10% off a full bag fitting.
Simmons Bank is proud to be the official bank for the Ozarks Lunkers. From your first savings account to retirement, life is full of important moments. Our modern banking solutions make managing your finances simple, so you can focus on those moments that matter the most. Simmons Bank.
So a gain of about 3 on the play for the Goats. 5 seconds to play in the quarter. See if they can get it off here. They do. Pressure coming by the Lunkers. A low throw incomplete. And that'll bring an end to this first quarter with the Lunkers on top of the Goats 8-7. Wraps up our first quarter. We'll take a break. Don't forget to download the Fan Club app. Join your home team and earn extra game day points. We'll take a break. Back after this.
Your swing is one of a kind. Shouldn't your clubs be too? At Griff's Golf, we craft the ultimate golf experience through custom fittings. Our expert fitters use the latest technology to analyze every aspect of your swing. With brands such as Callaway, Ping, and Titleist, we carry over 100,000 combinations to help unlock your true potential. From shaft dynamics to head design, we create clubs uniquely tailored to you. Stop guessing and start crushing with equipment as exceptional as your game. Bring your Ozarks Lunkers ticket for 10% off a full bag fitting.
The key to a great toast is who you're with. At Big Whiskey's, we toast to best friend weekends, to birthday wishes, to burgers and wings, to big wins, and to believing in we. With something for everyone, from apps to wraps, salads to steaks. Everything is a big deal at Big Whiskey's. Here's to always being welcome.
From your first savings account to retirement, life is full of important moments. Our modern banking solutions make managing your finances simple, so you can focus on the moments that matter most. Simmons Bank, proud supporter of the moments that matter.
Thank you for participating, and go Lunkers.
Arena League football here. Tom Ladd, Ryan Swanson, as we start the second quarter, 8-7 our score, but the Goats are threatening here. Their first play of the second quarter. Van Boxel throwing it into the end zone high, caught and dropped near the wall, incomplete. Boy, the poor official nearly got run over on the play.
Pass is incomplete.
That was intended for Boo Smith, incomplete, and that'll bring up a change of possession for the Lunkers.
And that's a ball right in the breadbasket there. Falling backwards, great throw to put it there. Got to catch that along the boards there from Boo Smith. However, great stand from the Lunkers, still having a 1-point lead. Needed that stop for the defense. And now they set up at their 10-yard line. As defense for the first quarter so far making good plays. Not what we're used to with some of these high-scoring games. The defense getting the better end on both sides.
We talked a little bit about it off the air, but the Lunkers went after a little more speed this year, a little more size, a little more speed. And so far, defensively, holding Boo Smith to what, 3 yards? It's been effective. Here's a pass, left side, incomplete, intended for Kendrick Payne. As that time, Josh White again being pressured near the goal line.
And this just again shows how little time you have. Didn't have enough time to set his feet. Just had to jump and throw it right there. Warrants that ball being not the perfect spiral and going just too far and out of the reach. Got to be able to make decisions quick as a quarterback, quicker than a normal football field.
Mackey in as the running back. Pressure coming from the Goats and a whistle before the play started. I saw the blitz coming on both sides of the defensive line. Either somebody stepped over or somebody jumped offensively before the ball was snapped.
And maybe with how much these Goats are showing blitz, and even before the play, trying to guess the time, maybe switch to maybe a bit of a hard count. As it was the defense that jumped, so maybe try and get a hard count to get a couple more jumps out of them. Might warrant the free-play showing of the blitz. Right there, just trying to get a little bit of extra speed to shoot by, because that extra run up 5 or 6 yards could be the difference of just missing the blocker entirely.
Snap back, here's the give to Mackey up the middle. He rushes forward for about 3 yards. Gets it across the 15 to about the 18-yard line before he's down. Good hit on the play that time by Mike Reynolds, 6'4", 265-pound defensive lineman from Olathe, Kansas. The center for the Lunkers is Rob Saunders, 6'5", 350. That is a grown-up man. Pass right side, intercepted by the Goats. Stepping in front of that one for the Goats is Angel Mata. Picks it off. Boy, he anticipated that beautifully on the right side.
And that was just his first read. Quick snap the ball, look over, threw it. Just misread the defense right there. Great jump right there from Angel Mata right there for the Goats to get to that one. And again, with the league, with how much scoring and how fast the ball moves, pace of the game warrants for a couple of missed reads like that, showing now for the Lunkers. Goats in prime position to take a lead here.
Van Boxel, vertical motion, passing the left side, wide open is Smith inside the 5, down to the 4, he hits the wall. Matt Rush with the hit for the Lunkers. But again, Boo Smith. First and goal for St. Joe. Snap back, here comes the pressure, they throw left side, incomplete. Intended for Jamal Williams, the 6'5" tight end for the Goats. Boy, that was right there, wasn't it?
Yep, it was. Already seen it once this drive, going to the hurry up for the Goats. With Boo Smith and his speed, I'd say do a little bit of a rub route here close, trying to get some space.
Here's the handoff, trying to get into the end zone, diving into the wall. They're going to say he is in for the score. That is Burnett scoring for the Goats. Little sweep to the right side. Burnett crosses the goal line, and the Goats take the lead. You see him hit into the wall. He dives forward, and that ball over the line of scrimmage. Good enough for the touchdown.
And only the third carry for Burnett right there. No contained from the outside. Got used to the pass. Great play setup.
They're going to go for one here. Looking to pass. Quarterback going out. This is Martinez rolling. He throws it into the end zone, and it's picked off by the Lunkers. Diving catch made there by Jackson to pick it off. That was the halfback pass for the Goats, and all kinds of time for Ryan Martinez, but just picked the wrong man to throw it to.
I mean, great pressure right there, realizing a little bit of trickery from the Goats. Would like to see it, especially that close right there. Just a little short on that one, gets picked off. Great stand again from the Lunkers that close. Now only down 5. The offense, though, got to find a way to get quick and turnover on the last one. We'll see how they fare. See if they start this play back on the ground, which they have already multiple drives. As we get set for the throw off, and we'll see. So now it looks like we have a different person throwing the ball off.
No, they're switching sides of the field because of the quarter. So coming over for the Lunkers, just below us, is Emory Bryant Jr. He sends Trujillo to the other side, the other end zone, and he'll have to throw it the other way.
You see Bryant Jr. creeping up a little bit at the 5, trying to see if he can catch one of these low balls to take back for a return that we've seen from the Goats. Only one of them working so far, the other 2 being penalties. We'll see if they continue to go to that here on this throw-off.
Throws it downfield, now to go out of play. Caught by one of the fans, and the Lunkers will take over at midfield.
Foul ball in baseball, gets that for a free souvenir. Coming out, just walking over back to his seat, catches a ball right in the chest. What a great moment for that young fan. That's one thing I do like about that, is a little bit of a souvenir if you're down there on the floor.
So again, this field is 50 yards long and then 85 wide. So a much smaller field, and they've got the hockey pads going all the way around it. You can see that. There was the replay as the Lunkers take over. White will hand it off to Mackey up the middle. Mackey picks up about 4 yards and a first down carry. So running it a little bit more than they did last year already.
Yep, and I love the setup, just a quick 4 yards, able to set up a quick second and medium. Nothing fancy about in a league like this. Probably not something you'll see too often.
Bryant wide right, in tight again, could be another possible run. They put it in the gut of Mackey, gets outside, first down into the wall, still on his feet as he gets it across the 15 down to the 11.
And right there, that's the first outside run we've seen from the Lunkers today. Everyone crashes inside, one step out, finds the lane. Great job picking up on the tackle right there to not give up a touchdown right there. You just see it again here. Everyone shifts in, even the linebackers. Great run right there from Mackey.
Offense again in tight. Mackey, the running back, they give it to him. Boy, the pressure is there this time. He's not going to go much. Back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. Well read and well played by the Goats defensively.
And right there, set up as an RPO right there, as Emory Bryant Jr. was on a crosser over the middle like that, but I think too far of a route for that one to really have much of an effect. We'll see if they continue up with the RPOs. They go now back just through the ground or through the air. Wouldn't think they'd go to the ground after that last play, but we will see.
Snap back, they do give it to Mackey, gets up the middle, across the 10, and hit and down at about the 9-yard line. Again, good defense by the Goats. That is Antonio Taylor Jr. with the hit and the stop.
And now taking off a tight end, bringing in a receiver is the Lunkers, as Matt Rush now comes onto the field for Cecil Bratton, the tight end. So we'll see now, expecting a pass here from the Lunkers.
They're not going to get this play off. They did, I guess. It's going to be a quarterback run up the middle and down at about the 7-yard line. The quarterback, Josh White. He can run through the hash marks right up the middle, and that is it. If he goes outside of that, it's a penalty. Jumps up in the air at the 7 and down there, and it's fourth down here for the Ozarks Lunkers.
And that hash mark running lane rule, another one of the new rules added this year for the Arena League.
White in the backfield by himself here. And time is going to be called with 8:23 to play in this first half. Goats lead at 13-8. They want to talk it over here. And so far, it's been kind of a lot of feeling each other out, trying to figure out a lot of the new players, what they can do, what they can't do. Quarterbacks are both new. Some of them trying to feel their way through the early season changes defensively. So it's a feeling out process for both teams.
Yes, it definitely is, and that type of process right there, the offense from both sides have to really hunker down and try and get some points on the board. Defense is being the ones that are showing to have the upper hand on for both teams. The feeling out process, less and less penalties in the first quarter. You're seeing those start to slow down. I think especially when we get into the later parts of this quarter and into the second half, we'll see these teams really start to get settled in with the new players. Again, for a lot of these guys, it's their first time playing this type of football.
This is a place for you. For those who believe rituals should never be interrupted. For those who... This is a place for you. For those who believe rituals should never be interrupted. For those who think authenticity and routine live together. For those with an active mind, body, and soul. We are a place to stay and be.
Teamwork always pays, whether you're on or off the field, and that's why Central Bank gives you every time. Central Bank is proud to be a true community bank that offers a host of products and services that you have access to as a valued customer, like online and mobile banking, home and commercial loans, investment, business services, and more. Visit any location or visit centralbank.net to see what they can do for you. Thank you, Central Bank.
That scrimmage from a week ago, Josh White definitely able to make some moves happen on the ground with his legs, which I feel like in a league like this is a necessity for quarterbacks. Not really a league for pocket passers with how little of time you have and how much you got to move.
Here we go. Big play for the Lunkers. White sets his team, looks over the defense here. Takes a snap from Saunders, looking left. Now he throws middle of the field, and it's caught in the end zone.
Kendrick Payne with the reception. That's good for Lunkers! Touchdown!
Payne, I believe. Let's see. Good patience shown that time by White.
Didn't send pressure, and again, that's just right there. Linebacker shifts way up into the field. Worried about him making a play down and just leaves the back open right there. And again, Kendrick Payne standing in, 6'1", 220, able to win those jump balls and had not a single contested, or wasn't contested, excuse me. Great play from the Lunkers.
1 point conversion here for the Lunkers. They lead it by 1. Here's the give to Rush. Rush eludes a tackler, tries to get outside.
Matt Rush keeps it in, wrenching it in for the extra point. Matt Rush with the extra point. 7:43 left in the half. Lunkers lead 15-13.
Not a room to move horizontally here, and just cuts back up the middle of the field. Everyone shifts with it, expecting the pitch out back to the quarterback, White. Great play there from Rush, seeing that speedy play style of his. The Lunkers 2024 MVP for this team, so one of the more valuable players on this roster for the Lunkers, showing flashes there.
Don't forget, Lunkers fans, the brand new official Lunkers player trading cards are here thanks to our friends at Home Solutions of Springfield. Swing by the merch shop and start your collection tonight. These cards won't last long, and thank you again to Home Solutions of Springfield for the Lunkers player trading cards.
Go to stjgoatsfootball.com for tickets for next week's home opener, which will be at the St. Joe Civic Arena. Or if you're a Lunkers fan, OzarksLunkers.com, and get your tickets for future Lunkers home games. Again, they play the champs from Duluth next week, do the Goats. Daniel about to throw it off for Ozarks. Downfield, hits the ceiling, but it makes it all the way. That's in play. Here come the Goats, tripped up at the 15.
Lakevius Daniel on the throw-off for the Lunkers. Otis Odom on the return. Devontae Gee getting the tackle for the Lunkers.
That was almost dangerous. Down our left side, side closest to
Lunkers will start on their own 21-yard line, first down.
But a great job by Cable to get his hand up, be able to make the tackle right there, and almost right at midfield are the Goats in position for the offense.
That Boxell rolling to his right, throwing it deep. It is intercepted by the Lunkers. What a play in the end zone. Down on the play, it was taken away. Let's see the officials. It looked like it was caught by St. Joe's Thompson.
All right, we're going to have a quick team meeting with our officials to figure out what's going on. Hold up.
He does hit the ground, though, before it's taken. So here's the catch. No, that's taken away from that. Unless we slow it down, we can go back and look at it. Here it is. Jump up. That's caught. Doesn't have it completely secure right here. That's now in the hands of Daniel. That's an interception. And they're going to have, we have a couple feet to the left of us. We have officials who have that camera and some different angles that we have. But does he keep the ball? I can't see because
Give us a little more time. We're just going to quickly check it out. We'll be right back.
We have some cameras closer to the boards, but if that ball hits the ground, it's going to be an incompletion, but it doesn't look like it. It looks like it stays secure the whole way through.
Well, right there, did it bounce? They're looking to see if he had possession of it when it went down.
But his right hand, as you can see, kind of slips under it. He might have possession of that ball. It's with his leg in the way, we don't really know. What a wild play. Here it is, slow.
Here, handoff. And then he pulls the hand back in. Boy, that is close. They got the
Don't forget, fans, make sure to visit the merchandise table. Save some money. Get some last year's Lunkers fan jerseys. They're available now at the merch table for a special price. So be sure to visit our friends at the merch table. They have some gear from last year, and you can save some money that way. And also just make sure to visit all their things at the merch shop.
Pearson says interception.
And a challenge flag immediately thrown. He picks it up. That is head coach Dorsey Galston, the third for the Goats. He threw the challenge flag, but I mean, they looked at it up here. I don't think there's anything to challenge.
No.
Understandable how he wants to take a look at it.
That was a heck of a play.
Throw that in the hype video. What a play. That's got to be one of the best interceptions you'll probably see this season. As with it caught in the end zone, it's going to put the Lunkers back against the wall on their 5. What a play. Get the fans into it. Huge drive now coming up for this offense.
Daniel, the Southern Miss, Ole Miss former player. Lunkers going tight again. Looks like a running play here.
A lot of space on the right. I'm thinking RPO here.
They give it to Mackey. Yep. He gets outside to the right, tries to cut in, across the 20, down to the 22-yard line. Good run by Mackey. Faked up the middle, cut outside, and boom, he was gone.
And right there, wide out, Rajay Johnson. He just is simply a distraction, pulling the corner upfield, making space. And then he gets up through the first line, and a huge run right there for 17 yards for Brandon Mackey.
1st and 10 for the Lunkers. The give again to Mackey. This time he's hit at the line of scrimmage. Tries to go left. Cuts back inside. Still on his feet. Down at the 15. Mackey showing some moves. Tough to bring down.
Back-to-back, multiple 10-yard gains for Brandon Mackey. And in a league that has been advertised as high-octane, faster pace of the game, sticking to the traditional ground and pound are the Lunkers. And it is working right now, moving up the field right at the 15.
Staying in tight again. Quarterback White. Long snap count. Takes it, boy, it was down to 0. Here's a pass right side, almost intercepted. Pass intended there for Johnson Sanders, but the ball was wide of the intended receiver and almost picked off by the Goats.
Almost back-to-back highlight reel interceptions
One
on
hand.
these two drives. One hand, would have thrown that in a high video for the league and for the Goats too. Great job breaking that ball up from number 8, Jalen Jordan, a 5'9" defensive back.
Gonna send Johnson Sanders out left this time, in tight again offensively. And the quarterback gonna run it up the middle. Ooh, he gets outside after the line of scrimmage, which he can do, to about the 10 where he's dropped, still about 4 yards shy of the first down marker.
And now one thing I am going to ask, because I'm not 100% sure on the rule, is it the inside part of the hash or the outside part of the hash that's the line? Because if it's the outside, he can run on the hash marks. Inside, he can't. And you can see he kind of was right there, didn't really know what to do, stayed on the inside. So I'm wondering what the actual line is, if it's the inside or the outside part of the hash marks.
Good call. Big play here for the Lunkers. High snap, looking into the end zone. Ball thrown short and incomplete, intended for Payne. It'll bring up a 4th down now for the Lunkers here. 4th, and they've got about 5 yards. 4th and 5 here. Lunkers lead at 15-13.
We'll see with the run game going the way it is. Wouldn't be surprised if they try and go back to the ground. However, this close, not enough as much room to work to the outside. The line condensed with 2 wide out. We'll see what they do.
White going to throw, quick hitter right side, and there's a flag. There's a flag. There was some contact before that pass in the end zone. We'll see it here.
And here's just a jump ball going for it. Couldn't quite get it on the right side, but there was a push as the ball was in the air. So, yep, and that should be an automatic first down.
I mean,
so no half the distance to the goal line. It's as close. It's in the end zone. It goes straight to the 1. So that's one thing that might be a little different. Normally when it's inside the 20, for example, NFL football, it shifts half distance to the goal line. This one just goes straight to the 1 and 4 downs to work with.
Mackey in the backfield with the quarterback.
Tosses a towel.
They're going to give it to Mackey. Gets into the end zone for the 1-run touchdown. 1-yard touchdown for Mackey. Again, bolts up the middle, cuts outside, not touched.
And what a drive to cap it off for Brandon Mackey. 3 great runs, 17 yards, 12 yards, and then just a 1-yard run to punch it in for 6. It's now an 8-point lead now for the Lunkers, lining up to go for 1. Last one, it was Matt Rush with a pitch option. We'll see what they go for here.
Mackey's on the line this time. White, the quarterback, the lone back in the backfield. They're going to throw, and they do. It is tipped up and caught on the deflection by the Lunkers in the end zone. Kendrick Payne with the diving catch.
A little bit of a tip drill on that part of the field, able to find the ball and get the 1-point conversion.
Watch this. Good patience by the quarterback. Ball tipped up. Payne tips it himself, and he lands on the turf with the ball.
And that's one in the film room you're going to look at. It's like the ball should have been a little bit further, but scored, so not going to knock you too hard on it, but paying off. Now a 9-point lead for the Lunkers. So now a 2-score game.
We'll have a 2-minute warning coming up here in 58 seconds.
A big drive for the Goats, as it was the Lunkers who did get the ball to start the first half. So it means the Goats will receive to start the second. Might come important later. You know, normally a drive like this, almost 2-minute warning, you'd want to take your time down the field. A little hard to do that on a 50-yard football field. We'll see how fast the Goats are going to move and play. Very quick football, hurrying to the ball most of this half. We'll see how they do it with 2:58 left on the scoreboard for this opening half of week 1.
Lakevius Davis Daniels gonna throw it downfield for the Lunkers.
Hit the air duct on the ceiling of the tackle box here. We'll see how he does here.
Throws it this time. Odom, ball bounces. It's live, picks it up at the goal line. Cuts outside, still on his feet. Trying to get outside near the wall. And he is smashed at midfield right there.
Doing a little bit of pushing and shoving now at midfield from Jacob Jackson and Oscar Scott right at midfield. So a little bit of competition right there, balance. But again, said it earlier, this happened on another kickoff return. Got to cover the middle of the field. You can't go too far outside. Hole up the middle, able to get back to midfield.
Quarterback fires a pass low, and it is caught. Gain of a couple on the play that time for the Goats. Quick hitter there. Thompson, the receiver for St. Joe. He's vertical motion now on the left side. Middle of the field, they'll throw it again. Same play, different player, and it's caught again. Gain of about 3. I think that's Boo Smith. It is.
And that vertical motion is so hard to guard as a defensive back, especially if they quickly turn around. You're expecting them to go deep, brings a whole new level to the defensive back position in this league.
Middle of the field, ball caught. That should be enough for a first down. Thompson with the catch on the quick end. And that is the 2-minute warning. 2-minute warning here in the first half. We're going to take a break. We'll be back after this break. Don't forget to download the Fan Club app. Join your home team and earn extra game day points. Back after this.
Welcome to the Arena League,
where it pays to be a loyal fan.
It into the field, and it's caught at about the 5. What a catch! Throws it downfield, ball is caught inside the 10 and diving in for the touchdown. What a reception on the play. Throws it up to the end zone, and it's caught. This is Payne, got some running room, cuts back to Smalls. He fires it middle of the field. It is caught. Low catch. They go in the end zone. It is caught. Touchdown pass there to Kendrick Payne. Here's the handoff, trying to get outside, going the other way, and down behind the line of scrimmage. And the ball still loose, picked up by the Lunkers. And they're going to score by Brock Carter. Throw it into the end zone, and it's deflected. Ball deflected and picked off by Matt Rush. Rush going both ways for the Lunkers. Picks that off from his defensive back position. Deflected at the line of scrimmage. And Rush makes the catch. So another turnover by the Goats.
Huge for the Lunkers. Under the 2-minute warning, 2-score game. You're throwing the ball, to start the half. That's a huge turnover. Chance to put some points on the board, grow the lead going into the second half of football. And that's just, again, great pressure, which has been the case all night for this Lunkers squad. Made it very hard for Van Boxel to operate out of the pocket. Able to get a tip. And then a great pick right there from Rush.
So that brings out Josh White and his offensive unit here. They will spread it out a little bit. They've got Bryant wide left and Devontae Key wide right. And a timeout's going to be called here as they want to talk about this formation. Something different thrown out there by the Lunkers.
Because now we're also going to see Rajay Johnson-Sanders come out of the bench area. Maybe get a tight end in here to help as an extra blocker, but opens the playbook a little bit. Definitely not going to lean more towards the pass. A lot of run from this Lunkers team to open this one, as that is the second timeout, if I've been counting correctly, for the Lunkers. So they got one more with 1:53 left to go. And again, not something we're used to from Arena League. You know, we were talking about the scores in the 60s, 70s, even in the 90s in some games from last season opening. We're still under 30 on both sides. So very interesting defense, playing huge keys for both of these teams. Just now a game of who's going to break first, and right now it's in the Lunkers' favor. And again, as you were talking about earlier, went a lot in the shopping for size and speed over the offseason. Again, mentioned it earlier towards the beginning of the game, but 13 new players, most of those coming in from the receiver and defensive back positions for this Lunkers team, and it is paying off as the Lunkers up on the former 1 seed going in to the playoffs last season with a chance to put more points on the board.
White has his team set in the backfield. With him is Emory Bryant Jr. He'll go in motion vertical. White dropping back. He's going to throw deep. He's got a man open, but he overthrows Key, who had 2 steps on the defender. Devontae Key, the intended receiver there. Incomplete pass. We haven't seen him air it out much.
And that area, I mean, even for both sides either, not a lot of plays airing out. Pressure here, has his feet set, leaned back a little bit, might have altered the path of that ball a little bit, just too much juice.
Really had both of his receivers open downfield, as Bryant was in the middle of the field. Key was on the left side. They were both open and had a step on their defensive players. And play clock winds down. I don't think the officials saw it. There's sidearm pass. Whoa, Patrick Mahomes came into play. Sidearm pass by Josh White. Incomplete, thrown wide of Payne that time. Watch him drop down here.
And drops it, almost finds it. Almost a pick right there, too. Almost costly turnover. That would have been coming from Antonio Taylor Jr. of the Goats. Got to be careful, but already 3rd and 10 with 1:44 would still leave a lot of time on the Goat for the Goats to turn it over.
He's got Mackey in the backfield again. Here's the pressure coming. Throw downfield, and they're going to throw it into the stands, which is probably smart because that pressure was tough. Coming in defensively, and we don't have a number 4, unfortunately, but had the rosters for both teams, but not exactly. You have a number 4?
No.
No. So they're going to surrender here.
Yep. And yeah, definitely the smart play here. And when I was looking earlier, might be a number change, but when their roster on the website did say that it was Ryan Martinez who was number 4 for the Goats. Maybe a number change out of the locker room there. It's already been seen once tonight with Dylan Van Boxel. This 12 coming out wearing number 18, as now he lines up under center. 1:38 left, down 9.
So plenty of time to get a score here for the Goats. Here's the pass to Boo. Boo on his feet, trying to get outside, and he gets to the wall, enough for a first down. Gain of 13. Boo Smith showing his abilities there, especially after the catch. A lot of yards after the catch by Boo.
26 yards in this quarter for him.
Crossing play there to the tight end on the right side, Williams. Williams still on his feet, dives forward, and all kinds of whistles being blown here.
A lot of commotion. I think the ball might have been jarred loose. They're going to say he held on to it. That might have been a loose football for a moment. Got to be careful when you're lowering the shoulder right there. Chance for that ball, peanut punch, get punched out. But it looks to be a 6-yard gain.
Pretty good controlled passing game here by the Goats. Pass to Boo again. Right side with the nice move. And then he is tackled into the wall inside the 10-yard line. Lunkers player slow getting up. And it could be a knee injury. Daniels very slow getting up. And we'll have an injury timeout here. But Boo, you saw that quick move once he caught the ball. Little step to the middle of the field and then going outside.
Mm-hmm. And it looks like there was a flag on that play too, as now trainers are coming out. But yeah, held quiet in that first quarter was Boo Smith, only 3 yards, but now already making some noise towards the end of this first half. Definitely going to need him to produce to help get this offense back into it, being the reigning MVP of last season.
Lakevius Daniel is the player down for the Lunkers. Cam Bruffett, one of his coaches, trainer, working on Daniel. As Bruffett goes to the sideline to get a fresh player, they're going to need somebody else. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yep, they need somebody to replace him. And putting on a helmet here. Trotting onto the field. Let's see who this is.
Number 9, Devontae Key, listed as a receiver, so now he's probably going to be going both ways for the rest of this game. Now up on his feet with some assistance is walking off the field for Lakevius Daniel.
Boy, he's had a good first half, too.
Yes,
that's tough.
Putting some weight on both legs, so hoping it's not a severe injury, especially with the league. You only play 8 games of football. Definitely injuries are a little bit more impactful. Luckily, though, with all the signings now, with a 26-man roster, the Lunkers have some depth to be able to fill out that position.
Unsportsmanlike penalty against the Goats. So maybe something after the play.
Maybe some words said or a little bit of action that we weren't able to pick up. It didn't say a number either, so don't know who it was on.
Near midfield. It's like the 24 of the Lunkers. Snap back. Here's a pass downfield, well overthrown. Intended once again for Williams, incomplete.
In this whole first half, they've been lining. It would be our right side, viewers, your far side. This outside receiver is doing just going back over the middle of the field, hoping to collide and do a little bit of a rub route for the slot guy. But the Lunkers been picking up on it in this second quarter.
Then Boxell in the backfield, vertical motion on the left side. They're going to throw it in the middle of the field. It is caught. Williams, boy, he's a big guy. 6'5", 230 as a tight end.
Mm-hmm. Definitely helps in that short game scenario here for this team, but
see it right there. He is tough to bring down.
Yes,
and there's Key, who not used to playing defense, but he had to grab on the leg of Williams to hold him up to get some help. Vertical motion again for the Goats. They're going to throw short, and it bounces to his teammate, incomplete to Terry Hunter Jr. 4th down here for the Goats.
And that time, no pressure sent except the lone defensive lineman for the Lunkers. Great coverage. An errant throw from Van Boxell hits the ground. 4th down, got to go for in this situation. 28.7, got to make a play out of something here. Tight on the line.
In tight. 4 wide receivers in tight on the right side. Van Boxell being pressured. 3. They throw it deep downfield. Boo was wide open, but the ball underthrown. Boo Smith in the end zone. Nobody around him as the Lunkers went for the full-out blitz, and Boo overran the football.
And visibly frustrated as he comes off. And again, that's a ball. Turn your head a little bit quicker. You're going to get that catch. Rightfully so. Going off to the sideline. Currently sitting at 5 receptions for 39 yards is what I've got him for up here from our point on the east end of the stadium. Gonna definitely need his help, but the Lunkers, 23.4, looking to probably go down deep, get some points. I doubt you would want to just let the clock run out. They're going to get the ball back. Still a 2-score game, but with the league like this, with the scoring like it is, there's no telling how the next half's going to go. I try and air it out, get some points on the board, play aggressive.
Boo Smith had to get away from the rest of his teammates. He was so frustrated. And another timeout called here. So with just 23 seconds left in the first half, Lunkers lead it 22-13. Time is called to talk it over. Meanwhile, I continue to watch the sidelines.
I think it was a timeout to avoid the delay of game, but clock hits 0 anyway, so it's a delay of game penalty. It'll be a 1st and 15, but the timeout will be charged on that one. So moving back to the line again, 23.4 Lunkers trying to make some space. Got about 34 yards to make to get to the red turf.
Josh White, the quarterback. Mackey in the backfield. They fake the handoff. He drops the ball, throws it deep, man open, and a score, Matt Rush. Matt Rush with the touchdown.
It was only a matter of time with how this run offense has been going that they were going to go to play action. See it here. Everyone bites. And a beautiful throw from Josh White, 34 yards. Huge play for the Lunkers now, up big over the Goats.
Play action pass, Statue of Liberty, and then he throws it downfield, and Rush, using his speed with the touchdown, watch the Statue of Liberty, hides the ball, and then throws it downfield, and Rush has 2-3 steps on the defender.
And the first big deep ball we've seen in this contest.
Lunkers go for one here. White rolling to his right.
Helmet flies off, flag on the play.
Incomplete pass.
It's going to probably be illegal hands to the face as the center, number 20, Rob Saunders, who was a new signing from this previous offseason. His helmet goes flying off, ducking that chin strap. So you'll see here, might catch it on the replay. Goes in here. Yeah, just completely rips it off. Won't change the outcome of the one-point conversion unless the flag gives him a retry at the down. Not sure how this call is going to go into effect. It's a 15-point lead for the Lunkers.
How about Reynolds, 6'4", 265, going against Saunders, 6'5", 350. How about those two behemoths?
What a matchup on the line. And again, with the league centered around speed and quickness, two behemoths, as you said, on the line, trying to get pressure on the quarterback.
Hands to the face. And they're going to go for two now.
So now they can run it. They cannot on a 1. They can on a 2-point conversion. So opens the run game a bit. But I think with the penalty, they're able to do it, since it's a 5-yard penalty, to the 5. So they don't have an option unless you want to put the ball right on the goal line for a 1.
14 seconds to play in the first half. Lunkers lead at 28-13. White takes a snap, rolls back, throws it into the end zone, and the ball's caught. Caught in the end zone. That is Johnson Sanders with the 2-point catch. So a good offensive possession that time for the quarterback, Josh White, and the offense of the Lunkers.
And as an offensive coordinator, that is how you close out a half. Able to make some points right at the end. You're kicking or throwing the ball away, you got to get used to that one. But throw off here, and again on this throw off, you don't want any chance to return this ball. Throw this up here where we're at. I mean, if you're the Lunkers, you want to throw this ball up to where we're at. Give them no chance of returning, however, avoid the penalty. Don't throw it just straight out of bounds. That puts him at midfield with 9.6. That's still enough time to get a quick pass. Caught, timeout, and able to set up.
So hey, coming up at halftime, we're going to throw it to Tim Brown, the Heisman Trophy winner. He'll have our halftime festivities from Fan Club. We'll do that here in 9 seconds. So we may have this play, maybe one more. Looks like it'll be a new thrower for the Lunkers. This is Javion McDaniel throwing it for the Lunkers. Whistle blows. He's left-handed. So he goes downfield, and he'll throw it into the stands. And the Goats will take it at midfield. And they have 9.6 seconds with
throw off. We do have it.
It doesn't take long to score when you're the St. Joe Goats.
No, 9.6 seconds on this small field, only 25 yards to gain. That's still plenty of time. And again, you don't need a lot here. You got your timeout spared. I think, if count is correct, the Goats still have 2 to use. So there's nothing stopping them from a quick out route to get to the 20 or the 15, get out of bounds or call a timeout. And again, with out of bounds works, I doubt if we've seen a couple times guys just run into the boards without getting pushed. and it doesn't count as out of bounds. So you just want to get down and be able to get a timeout here.
Little prevent defense here for the Lunkers. The Goats going to look for a double pass. No, they're going to run it. Now they flip it back. The old Stanford drill. Ball's picked up, and that'll end the first half. We'll see. Wait a minute. We will not sign off here from the arena at halftime until the officials make their ruling, but they tried to keep the ball going. The old Stanford drill, pass it back.
And it is halftime, just called it.
So it is halftime, and that'll wrap up our first half here from Wilson Logistics Arena. The Ozarks Lunkers on top of the St. Joe Goats, 30-13. We're tossing it over for the halftime show with football legend Tim Brown, breaking down the first half and what to expect next. Hey fans, don't forget to download the Fan Club app. Join the Arena League for a chance to win a football signed by Tim Brown. We'll take a break. Halftime show coming up.
Your swing is one of a kind. Shouldn't your clubs be too? At Griff's Golf, we craft the ultimate golf experience through custom fittings. Our expert fitters use the latest technology to analyze every aspect of your swing. With brands such as Callaway, Ping, and Titleist, we carry over 100,000 combinations to help unlock your true potential. From shaft dynamics to head design, we create clubs uniquely tailored to you. Stop guessing and start crushing with equipment as exceptional as your game. Bring your Ozarks Lunkers ticket for 10% off a full bag fitting.
From your first savings account to retirement, life is full of important moments. Our modern banking solutions make managing your finances simple, so you can focus on the moments that matter most. Simmons Bank, proud supporter of the moments that matter.
the key to a great toast is who you're with. At Big Whiskey's, we toast to best friend weekends, to birthday wishes, to burgers and wings, to big wins, and to believing in we, with something for everyone, from apps to wraps, salads to steaks. Everything is a big deal at Big Whiskey's. Here's to always being welcome.
Welcome to the Arena League,
where it pays to be a loyal fan.
The handoff, trying to get outside, going the other way, and down behind the line of scrimmage. And the ball still loose, picked up by the Lunkers. And they're going to score by Brock Carter. Throw it into the end zone, and it's deflected. Throws it up into the end zone, and it's intercepted by the Lunkers. Down the field they come. This is Carter. Brock Carter into the end zone for the touchdown. If you throw it, he'll catch it. Give it up for number 3, Hendrick. He spins, throws it into the field, and it's caught. At about the 5, what a catch. Throws it downfield, ball is caught inside the 10, and diving in for the touchdown. What a reception on the play. Throws it up in the end zone, and it's caught. This is Payne, got some running room, cuts back. Too small, he fires it middle of the field, it is caught. Low catch. They go in the end zone, it is caught. Touchdown pass there to Kendrick Payne.
Football is a violent sport, but games aren't just won on the field. They're won in the reps, the recovery, the work nobody sees. Every sprint, every hit, every setback, Cox Health is there. On the field, in the weight room, in rehab. The best never stop working, and Cox Health never stops their support. Strength, speed, recovery. Cox Health Sports Medicine helps power the Lunkers every step of the way. Cox Health, the official sports medicine provider of the Ozarks Lunkers.
How about let's give another big round of applause to Vanessa and her dogs, part of Dogs Sports Events. Be sure to check out their show, Pets and Giggles, at Grand Country Music Hall in Branson. Thank you, Vanessa, and thank you to all those wonderful puppy dogs there. Now as we keep our halftime show rolling, next up, let's make some noise for your Lady Lures.
In the quiet moments before dawn, champions are made. Every fan, every athlete, every moment counts. It's not just a game, it's a passion that unites us, drives us, and makes us strive for greatness. Greatness is wherever fans connect and call home. We believe in the power of the community. We believe in turning passion into action. We bring fans closer and transform loyalty into unforgettable experiences. Join us. Make every moment matter. Fan Club. Get your fans in the game.
Football is a violent sport, but games aren't just won on the field. They're won in the reps, the recovery, the work nobody sees. Every sprint, every hit, every setback, Cox Health is there. On the field, in the weight room, in rehab. The best never stop working, and Cox Health never stops their support. Strength, speed, recovery. Cox Health Sports Medicine helps power the Lunkers every step of the way. Cox Health, the official sports medicine provider of the Ozarks Lunkers.
Here's the handoff, trying to get outside, going the other way, and down behind the line of scrimmage. And the ball still loose, picked up by the Lunkers. And they're going to score by Brock Carter. Throw it into the end zone, and it's deflected. Throws it up into the end zone, and it's intercepted by the Lunkers. Down the field they come. This is Carter. Brock Carter into the end zone for the touchdown.
And banners. Lunkers fans, want to show your team pride loud and proud? Swing by the merchandise booth set up right at the entrance. Grab your very own brand new Lunkers red fan jersey. But that's not all. We've got Lunkers hats, shirts, footballs, and even mini stuffed Lunkies ready for you to take home. And as we mentioned at the very beginning, as Jason mentioned at the very beginning, be sure to support Victory Mission's cause by buying raffle tickets. Don't forget, this could include something you can take home with Silver Dollar City passes, Dogwood Canyon passes, mountain bikes, kids' electric dirt bikes, and more, while helping one of our local nonprofits provide shelter, job training, and recovery support to neighbors in need. Tickets, $5 each for one raffle ticket, or $10 for 3 raffle tickets. If you do the math, it's buy 2, get 1 free. Support a great cause and win big only in tonight's game. Thank you to Victory Mission. Looking for a way to take a piece of the game home with you? Check out the all-new Lunkers player trading cards, brought to you by Home Solutions of Springfield. These limited edition cards feature your favorite players and make the perfect keepsake for your Lunkers supporters. So be sure to check out the new Lunkers player trading cards at the merchandise booth.
And welcome back to the Tackle Box. It's the Arena League with the Ozarks Lunkers on top of the St. Joe Goats 30-13 here at halftime. And Ryan, you got a few stats to throw out?
I do. So first thing is, when we were coming into this, I was been looking through game highlights and stuff. This is a high-scoring, fast-paced league, a lot going on. But as of right now, both teams under 100 yards passing so far to go into this. Josh White, quarterback for the Lunkers, only with 77 to his name. And then over on the other end for the Goats, Van Boxel only with 85. Completion percentage about 50% for both of them. One of the bigger things, too, is that former reigning MVP, for the Arena League, that being Bo Smith, number one for the Goats, right now only at 39 yards through 5 receptions by my count from up here. So the Lunkers doing a great job holding him accountable. They've been a mix of different guys going in between in coverage. They got a couple times it's straight up man, and those times it's been the Defensive Player of the Year from the Lunkers side, which those are awards given out from the team, that being Brock Carter, the 205, 5'11 defensive back. Homegrown here in Springfield, played his college career at Missouri State. And then other times it's been kind of a shell. You have different defensive backs on him with the safety shifting to his side of the field. But counting that, they've been running a lot of crossers with him to try and confuse a lot of rub routes, trying to get something going down 27. So far has been the Lunkers defense that has been the stars of the show here at the Tackle Box, doing a great job holding this offense. And again, new quarterback, first game in the Arena League. Mistakes bound to happen, but they're doing a good job prolonging those through the first half, maybe in through the second. Lunkers offense took a little bit to get going, but saw some points getting put up on the board. Now with 30, seen on the scoreboard here, got a touchdown late to go up as the Goats do get the ball, but so far it has been the Lunkers defense with a great showing here in this first half.
And Mackey has put up some yardage on the ground.
Yes, he has. Looking at his stats, he's got through 11 carries, 60 yards, but most of that coming through a drive, 3 carries, pieced off 17, 12, and then a 1-yard rush into the end zone. So covering just about over half the field in that one drive alone. He's been doing a great job opening up the passing game. Didn't see a lot of airing it out from these two offenses. A lot of short game, a lot of run plays. Last touchdown towards the end, that one caught by Kendrick Payne, or I'm pretty sure who caught that last ball, or was it Matt? One of the two was able to catch that ball on a deep one, first deep ball that we saw this game.
Yeah, Matt Rush.
It was Matt Rush. It was, took a guess, 50-50 miss. But Matt Rush on that play, making that catch. So very good to see the deep ball starting to work for the Lunkers. Open up the offense as McDaniels here for the throw-off to start the second half.
6'3", 210 from Central Methodist. He throws it with his left hand down the field, caught at the 4-yard line by the Goats. They try to return that one across near midfield. Now, pretty good field position once again. The return by Otis Odom, 5'5", 150. He's one of those scat backs, very quick from Atlanta, Georgia.
And that's one of the bright spots has been Odom on the return, putting him right at midfield as he's been able to do many times already in this contest. One of the big bright spots from this Goats team.
Nice to see Daniel back out there after that knee injury sustained right before half. Here's a throw into the end zone. It is tipped, intended for Boo Smith. Thrown behind him. Who's covering him? But Matt Rush. You talk about speed on speed with those two guys going against one another.
Yep, it's a great matchup there for the Lunkers on the defensive side of the ball. And that play right there, though, Van Boxel rolling out. That ball is in an accurate spot. Just a good defensive play to break that one up. Good to see from Goats fans already making some accurate plays.
Here's a pitch wide right for the Goats and into the wall over there. Carry across the 20 down to about the 17, and that's Ryan Martinez, the ball carrier. He splits his time between receivers. He's going to do the same play again, right side, and he's going to be banged into the wall once again by McDaniel with the stop. That'll be enough for a first down for the Goats. Little quick pitch to the right. They may go again. Same formation. No, they're going to fire it to the wide receiver who gets in for the score, and a couple nice jukes made by Ryan Martinez, who scores. And just like that, in the first possession in the second half, the Goats get it across the goal line.
Nothing crazy about that one. Shifting moves right there coming from Ryan Martinez. Great play right there. Goats get on the board quickly. They needed that.
They go for one here. Rolling to the right, firing it into the end zone, and it is caught again by Martinez. Catches it up against the wall now.
Here, I think they're going to get sportsmanlike conduct here. A lot of commotion coming from the Goats bench right after that. And here's in the replay. Maybe we catch it. Just a rollout here. Shifts a little camera right there on that, and yep, as you can see, little bit of chatter coming from the Goats bench, but a big drive, quickly scoring. Under 2 minutes, that's big. Now only a 10-point gain, still 2 scores, but big for the Goats. Now defense gonna have to come out here and do their jobs, trying to get this one closer. But that's a great drive, especially from Van Boxel, who we saw have a little bit of struggles, but receiving core got open, made some plays, looking a lot better to start the second half, as now we hear what the call was.
Well, think about the adjustment too. We'll listen to the call. After the throw off, but a little adjustment made offensively by the Goats. You notice they used Martinez as a running back, and then they kept him out on the flat for that quick hitter that he scored on. He did a lot of stuff on his own after the catch.
Yep.
But they changed things up a little bit with Martinez in the backfield. A couple quick pitches out to him. He runs for a first down, and then a quick pass out to him on that right flat, and he does the rest on his own.
Gonna have to bunch up closer to the line for the Lunkers. They continue to go to that, which I'm gonna assume is what they're gonna script. Not a lot to do, but maybe you can script a couple plays to start that first drive, and a great one for the Goats, as now they shift to the defense, try and put their boys on the offense in position to make this close.
Trujillo Jr. fires it downfield. It bounces right before the 10. Man, that was real close.
Yes, it was. Maybe we get a replay of that to get a good look at where it hit on the field. We don't, it's all right, but that's one thing you really want to avoid, because 15 yards after the play, that goes to midfield with the penalty already. 15, that's going to put them right in striking position already.
Yeah, you see Cam Bruffett saying, hey, that's going to be down at the 10-yard line.
My goodness. Back-to-back penalties are going to prove costly for the Goats. And one of the few pieces on the special teams unit that hasn't been great is a lot of penalties, putting them at midfield, good field position. And after a 15-yard unsportsmanlike conduct penalty, already in what would be the red zone on this field. First and goal for the Lunkers already. Chance to already make up for the deficit their defense gave up under 2 minutes in.
You wonder if Trujillo knew that the penalty was going to be assessed, knew if he had to get it 40 yards and just missed. White takes a snap, rolls to his right, now back. He's going to fire it short over the head of his running back, and the white hat gets tackled on the play as well. But Mackey, who is wide left, that time White was just going back and back and back, and he tried to dump it off to his running back 5 yards in front of him. Had some running room had he been able to make connections.
And one thing that has been consistent from both teams, great pressure from both sides, still keeping up as we get here into the second half.
In tight again, here's the give up the middle. Mackey gets outside, now in, and he scores from 10. Great moves by Mackey, scoring from 10 yards out. And just like that, the Lunkers respond to the Goats score.
Second of the day, putting up his case for an early player of the game case here in this one. Great run. The running game proving to be the big playmaking part of the offense for the Lunkers right now. Brandon Mackey, another great run up the middle. Offensive line does need to get their credit where it is due, though. They're making good holes for Mackey to be able to run through right there. 10 yards, one play. Lunkers already making up deficits from that first drive.
Two receivers on both sides of the ball. Mackey in the backfield. They're going to fire into the end zone, a jump ball, and it's incomplete. They tried to throw it up in the air for the 6'4" Ray J. Johnson Sanders, but a little too tall.
Now, if I remember rules correctly, if the ball is in the air, his feet are off the ground, he catches it, but he's pinned on the boards, I think that counts as inbounds. So if he were to make that sensational one-hand catch, that would have been a completion. So that's one of the rules that people, this might be your first Arena League game, might not know of. In the end zone like that, feet don't necessarily need to be on the ground. If he gets pinned on the boards like that, keeps possession of the ball, it's going to be a catch, and that would have been good on the conversion. Great effort to get a hand on that one. Almost got thrown into the boxes on the corner right there on the west end of the stadium.
McDaniel set to throw it away again for the Lunkers. And, of course, back deep is Otis Odom, 5'5", 150. Here's the left-handed throw down the field, picked up at about the 4 by Odom. Odom on his feet, got some running room up the middle as he cuts back and across midfield to the 21-yard line. Boy, he is quick. Got the ball, almost tripped when he initially caught it, came back towards midfield, and then cut down the sidelines for a big gainer.
Odom fired up, rightfully so, makes a man miss, gets up past midfield into opposing territory again. Great game on the special teams unit right now for Otis Odom.
Dylan Van Boxel, the quarterback. He throws it short and almost picked off by Devontae Key. Intended for Boo Smith, who's getting more frustrated as the game goes on. Trying to get the ball in his hands that time. Van Boxel just struggling to get it to his star wide receiver. Here's that quick out again to Martinez. He's got some running room coming across the field. He cuts inside and then out, and he is down inside the 10. Right now they're letting Ryan Martinez be the main offensive force for the Goats. He gets it on the right side as he did on the first drive of the second half. Gets it there and comes all the way across the field as we got a equipment issue with the Lunkers, and they're going to call time now. They're going to have to call time as one of the defensive players for the Lunkers was Craig Travis, had a helmet issue. He couldn't get his thing snapped. Now he gets a new helmet and he's back onto the field.
Equivalent of the second period of a hockey game. Boards are on the far side of the ice. He had to run, sprinting, trying to get off the field in time. Had to run the whole length of the field to get down there. Official timeout, though. We get some equipment, make sure all the guys stay safe. Already an injury earlier in the game, but that was from Lakevius Daniel. He's back out on the field. Good to see him out, able to walk off on it.
Yeah.
Took the rest of the second quarter off. Now is back as he's been having a good defensive game. As Travis also just came off the field entirely.
Then Boxel. He's trying to run. Now he pitches it forward, and it's an incomplete pass on the play. Tried to get it to his tight end. He was being held on by L. Tyser. Tyser playing defensive line. Got a hold of the jersey of the quarterback, Van Boxel, and wouldn't let go. There he comes again. Here's the run into the end zone for the score. Ryan Martinez again. They've made an adjustment here in the second half, and they're featuring Martinez as a running back, halfback, and wide receiver from the backfield.
Martinez looking like to be the spark that this team needs. 1-point conversion now on the way.
They're going for here. Van Boxel throws it up, and the ball is tipped at the last second. Good defense there by Jackson to step in front of that receiver and knock the ball loose.
Back-to-back scores for the Goats. Now shifting from a defensive game, looks like we might have a shootout here in this second half of football. And again, back-to-back scores for the Goats, what they need. Definitely have a talk on the Lunkers side for the defense, trying to figure out Martinez already looking to be a problem here in this second half. And nothing crazy. They're not going downfield, no rub routes, nothing, just quick dump-offs in the flats. Again, the Lunkers are going to have to shift up if they want to cover those. The speed of Martinez being too much to handle with that amount of room he has in the field to operate. Going to be interesting to see how they are going to adjust to that one. And again, Boo Smith, speedy threat, especially a deep ball threat, shift up in the field to cover that. It gives him some space to operate.
Goats again, owned by Christian Okoye, former one-time Kansas City great, Kansas City Chiefs great, George Gates and Stephen St. John's. Ted Sweeney is their general manager. Here's another ball, just comes up a little short by Trujillo, and the Lunkers will get it at midfield again.
I think it might have also been the same spot, too. Right there on the line, almost identical placement.
Trujillo's got, in baseball you would call it warning track power. Mm-hmm. He can't quite get it to the 10.
Couldn't have said it better myself. Again, putting it right there, and that's something where if you get it and it bounces high like that, limits the return. That's a great special teams play, but it's not been working. And again, I love the confidence in it, keep going to it, but it gets to a point where with putting the Lunkers in this, if they keep scoring, you might need to go away from it and just focus on getting the ball downfield. All of this just to avoid a return from Emory Bryant Jr.
Josh White brings his team out, offensive team out. Mackey in the backfield. He'll get the handoff here on first down. He gets it back to the line of scrimmage, and that's about it. Maybe a half-yard gain. Mackey not going much. He is a tall drink of water, 6'4", 265, and having a great game defensively. Calls the defensive play here, and play clock expires. Delay game, yeah.
Delay game, never mind. 20-second play clock goes faster than you think. Not a lot of time. Again, encourages the fast pace, which has been the opposite of what the Lunkers have been running. They've been taking their time getting to the ball, making plays, snapping it normally right at that play clock, which is leading to some of these violations that we've seen multiple times.
Nearly have as much penalty yards as we do offense in this game. White ready to go, takes a snap, rolls back, looking, throws deep into the end zone, man open. Ball is caught and then dropped over the wall. Incomplete. Then with the helmet,
he's trying to make a case that he caught that and it's a pick. We might need to go to a look at it. He's trying to say he caught that. Jalen Jordan was the one.
Wow.
He's saying he caught it. We'll see what they go. If we have a replay, I'd love to see it. Physical play. Helmet popped off. Here it is.
Looks like we'll have an official discussion. We'll be right back.
Ball up in the air.
We don't have a view of it down there, but if he lands on his back, I think there's all reason to believe he keeps that ball.
He had it.
But again, here's the thing, though. You can't really prove it when it goes over like that. So that will be up to the officials to this side. But can they prove without a reasonable doubt? If he holds it closer to his hip where it is, might need to talk with the fans, see what they saw. Is that look? Officials talking to him.
Yeah, they're checking it out.
They ruled incomplete.
Now they said under review, so they're checking it to the left of us. The Skyview judges are looking at this.
So the official ruling for now is incomplete. Since it's official review, don't need to worry about throwing a challenge flag. We saw it earlier today from Golston III, the head coach. He threw one after a review. But we'll see again. Here's another look at it. Just a corner route.
And we're going to take a break here. They've got a timeout here, so we'll go ahead and take a break and tell you about it when we come back. We'll be back after this quick timeout. Don't forget to download the Fan Club app. Join your home team and earn extra game day points. Back after
'After
'after 'after 'after 'after 'after 'after 'after 'after 'after 'after 'after 'after 'after 'after 'after 'after 'after 'after 'after 'after 'after 'after 'after 'after 'after 'after 'after 'after 'after 'after 'after 'after 'after 'after 'after 'after 'after 'after 'after 'after 'after 'after 'after 'after 'after 'after 'after 'after 'after 'after 'after 'after 'after 'after 'after 'after 'after 'after 'after 'after 'after 'after 'after 'after 'after 'after 'after 'after 'after 'after 'after 'after 'after 'after 'after 'after 'after 'after 'after 'after 'after 'after 'after 'after 'after 'after 'after 'after 'after 'after 'after 'af
said dinosaur, not to be confused with Gary. That's Larry the dinosaur. And we've got a cow and a shark. And they're going to be running down and back to the 50-yard line for the high.
Every setback, Cox Health is there. On the field, in the weight room, in rehab. The best never stop working, and Cox Health never stops their support. Strength, speed, recovery. Cox Health Sports Medicine helps power the Lunkers every step of the way. Cox Health, the official sports medicine provider of the Ozarks Lunkers.
The Goats.
Yeah.
So Lunkers ball after the timeout and the review. Snap back to White. He rolls up, throws it into the end zone. Caught for the score. That's Johnson Sanders as the quarterback White is hit after he makes the throw. But Johnson Sanders scoring right at the goal line with a defender on either side of him, but nobody covering him.
I think that's a great throw. The deep ball coming out more and more as we get further in this game from the Lunkers. That one, just a great design play. No one in coverage. Easy 6 for the Lunkers. And now we're going counterpunch for counterpunch right now. A lot of stops, but now 4 straight drives with scores to start this third quarter.
Totally different half than the first. Lunkers going to go for 1 here. Snap back, being rushed into the end zone, and the ball is just a little overthrown. Intended for Johnson Sanders near the wall in the back of the end zone, incomplete.
And no blocker picked up on the blitz right there. Toss Fan almost caught it.
It's one of those, if it was a regular end zone, he would dive for.
Yep.
But with the wall there, that's chancy.
Gonna get a face full of padding as you dive for that one, or a helmet full, excuse me. It's also kind of funny with the fans right there, almost working like in baseball. No interfering, can't get your hands out right there.
Very,
funny,
very
some
dangerous.
parallels that you see that, not even just with football, but somehow like with different sports too that kind of come in. With the fans along the boards like that. A new experience, especially for football. You're not used to being right there that close to the action. Hard-hitting boards. Some of the boards almost came ajar. As if you look on the far side on the 20, the Rapid Robbins one looks like it got hit hard, and there was a big hit earlier there. So very helpful to have those boards over there before the players come falling into the boxes.
Javion McDaniel will throw it away for the Lunkers. Takes his head start, throws a line drive, and it bounces into the stands. So it does go across the 10. Out.
And my next question, I'm going to have to look at the rule book. If it bounces in the 10, bounces before going across the goal line and out, does it work like a punt, like in normal football?
Yeah,
is out the goal line, or is it just back to the 5? That's a question I might have to look for later, but interesting. And again, earlier in the game, we've seen drives like this. One ended in a safety for the Lunkers, bringing pressure to Van Boxel this close. We'll see if they continue with that.
He's got in the backfield with him. Ryan Martinez shifts from the left to the right. Van Boxel going to throw a bullet. Ball tipped up and caught on the deflection and in for the score. The Goats score there. Martinez. Nope, that is number 6. That's Lorenzo Thompson with the score, but it was tipped up. A diving attempt by the Lunkers to tip that ball from Thompson.
A tip 6, if you will.
Absolutely.
Dives in. What a play. And again, one play. Offense really showing out here in the second half.
They're going to go for one. They give it to Martinez. Back, and he is tripped up by L. Ticer. How about Big L getting the foot of Ryan Martinez? 5'11", 275-pounder, and he has shown some quickness there. So the score, it's 42-32. Lunkers on top. You see the replay. And the good hands by Ticer. Man, one play and a score. Back and forth we go. What was it at halftime? I mean, we had barely anything at halftime, and the second half has been all offense.
13-30 was the score coming out of the half, and we're a little bit over halfway through the third quarter, and we're already way past those numbers. High octane, explosive third quarter. Hopefully the fourth quarter follows suit. Get the fans on their feet here in the tackle box. And again, with the positioning that's been the main reason the Lunkers have been getting good looks at the end zone. We'll see if they continue, or the Goats try to throw it right on the ground at the 10. We'll see.
Trujillo, this one does cover at least 40 yards. Picked up by the Lunkers. Oh! There's a blind hit as Bryant goes down. He was hit on the play. I heard you even grunt at that one. Burnett.
That's a big boy hit right there. Look at this. This is his first return of the game, mind you. Trying to dance around a little bit and slow it down for us here. Bam!
Didn't see that one coming.
And Emery Bryant Jr. popped straight back up off that one. Adrenaline maybe wearing off of that one. Gets his bell rung. A little bit of helmet to helmet, but clean hit nonetheless. That's going to be in a highlight reel and in a hype video next year come around for the Goats for sure. What a hit.
Josh Wright is offensive coordinator behind him for the Lunkers. Takes a snap, only one in the backfield. Here comes a rush. He's going to throw it downfield, incomplete. Intended on the play for Matt Rush, but big-time pressure by Angel Mata.
An unfamiliar territory for the Lunkers. Not been used to this game starting back at their own 10. We'll see how the offense goes. Normally they've had a lot of space to operate at the midfield. Now at the 10, not backs against the wall, but a little bit more of the field to cover. Play clock winding down. 1 second.
They get it to Mackey. Mackey trying to get outside. Goes back the other way. Still on his feet. Flag down as he gets it to about the 9-yard line, but a flag in the backfield.
We got a second one, too, from the back judge. So maybe 2 penalties here on this one. We'll see what happens here. Still some of that shiftiness from Mackey. With a play like that, one would only assume there would be a holding call on that one. We will see. But again, the back judge also threw one.
Face mask against the Goats, so that helps the Lunkers a little bit. I'll say this, penalties against the Goats have really killed them in this game.
And also, the yardage doesn't change from what you're used to in normal football. So 15-yard penalties, first down in normal football. You're on a 50-yard football field. They're back on their own 10 now at midfield with a 15-yard penalty. So face masks and sportsmanlike conducts cost more and hurting the Goats.
Ball at midfield. Snap back to White. White's got time. Rushes up. Now he throws right side. Ball caught by Rush. Short gain on the play. No, that is caught by Kendrick Payne. Payne hits the wall on the right side. And another flag on the field. holding against the Lunkers. So a typical first game with the penalties, right?
Yep, definitely. And what you would expect to see in a week one matchup, more penalties, maybe a couple missed tackles here and there. It's what I was expecting to see. Maybe this late into the game, not so, but penalties been the killer really for both teams at certain points in the game. The scoring for the Goats has been completely efficient to start this, but penalties on the defensive side has been what's killing them.
Rush back in the backfield. Now he goes in motion vertically up the field. They're going to let the quarterback run through the hash marks, and he gets it across the 20 to about the 24-yard line. Again, the quarterback can run through the hash marks straight ahead, cannot go outside until he crosses the line of scrimmage.
And the Goats have been good this whole game about covering the middle of the field. We know White can do some damage with his legs, but that time just broke up a little too far. 8-yard gain. Now a first down for the Lunkers.
Lunkers going to show that same formation. Rush going vertical, left side, snap back. And
I think Rush jumped a line a little bit. I think he crossed the line of scrimmage as the ball was being hiked. We will see.
That's what they said.
Yep.
That's tough. That timing is. So the receiver or the man in motion and the center got to be on the same page. When do you leave? When do you snap the ball? The quarterback's got to be in tune as well. And their timing's just not there yet.
Yep.
It's the first game of the season. That'll get better as the season goes on.
Got to pay attention to that snap count. More important with those vertical motions that can cause those types of penalties. 5-yard, back to their own 20. Go the Lunkers.
White back by himself in the backfield. He's going to throw it left side. Ball caught by Mackey. Mackey gets past one defender across the 15 down to the 12 where he's pushed out into the wall.
Great catch right there from Mackey. You're going to see it here on a replay, hopefully. This ball goes out, stretches his arms. It's a great catch. Body control, keeps it, runs right down the sidelines. There you're getting up close and personal with our field camera down there. Great catch from our camera ops down there. Now in striking position go the Lunkers.
Guess who's in the backfield with the quarterback White? Mackey, motion man. White throws it forward, a little screen set up, but coming in defensively for the Goats, they have the unnamed number 4, and Ryan Martinez is in there defensively, two-way player for the Goats. Love to know who number 4 is. One player I don't have on the roster.
And he hops out of bounds into somebody's box. You see, I can see him crouched over.
Is he going to get a drink while he's in there? Or?
Maybe he's just sitting there right now. See his head now, he stands up.
Delay of game.
Doesn't look like he was hurting anyway. He just jumped over the boards into somebody else's box, now walking over.
Well, whoever it is, he's played well defensively. We got the roster on Friday, and we don't have a number 4. We had a couple other changes that we didn't know about, but we prevailed. Oh, boy, being rushed. White turns the corner, still on his feet, throws it downfield. On his feet almost with the catch. On his back down there for the Lunkers. That was intended for Key. He was laying down, slipped on the turf, and almost made that catch.
Off the back foot, back over the middle of the field. That's something you're going to see more commonly in an Arena League football game than you would on a normal gridiron. But again, almost gets it there too. Falling over. Great defense there. That's a play where if the defender doesn't slip right there and breaks, that can be taken back for a pick. So,
double handoff here to Matt Rush. Rush still on his feet, almost dragged down, dives forward and nearly tackled a couple of times. Matt Rush. That was a lot of running for very little. On the double handoff there, which you see a lot in Arena League football.
Able to make some guys miss, but not enough to just get back to the line of scrimmage. So it'll end up being a loss 4th down now, and you're inside attacking territory. No reason not to go ahead and go for this ball here. No reason to surrender. However, the 1st down marker looks to be on the 2-yard line, so a little bit of yardage to go.
I think the clock expired again.
Pre-snap. That's what was called, so I would assume you'd be correct.
We have 28 seconds remaining in this 3rd quarter. Lunkers 42, Goats 32.
Timeout got called just before, so Lunkers take their first charge of the 2nd half.
So a timeout called, and we'll take a break here as well. We'll be back after this break. Don't forget to...
From your first savings account to retirement, life is full of important moments. Our modern banking solutions make managing your finances simple, so you can focus on the moments that matter most. Simmons Bank, proud supporter of the moments that matter.
Before you head out tonight, fans, make sure you stop by and pick up your official Lunkers player trading cards presented by Home Solutions of Springfield. Collect them, trade them, show your support for your hometown team. Don't leave without yours. Pick up your Lunkers player trading cards presented by Home Solutions of Springfield.
Back to action here at the tackle box. Lunkers with the ball. Long way to go to get the 1st down here. White's going to throw it into the end zone. Up, and it is caught and dropped on the play by the 6'4" Johnson Sanders. Had it momentarily, but once he hit the turf, the ball rolled out. Here it is.
Angelo Trulio was the one to help punch that ball away. There it is, just drags it out of his hands. Had possession of it the whole way down, unable to hold on to it right at the end. So, big defensive play. Goats, offense has been humming. 8.7 seconds left. I have enough time for one more play.
Clock starts to roll here. Fake the handoff to Martinez. They're going to throw it downfield for Boo Smith, underthrown and knocked away by the Lunkers. That's Devontae Key, ending the 3rd quarter. 42-32 is your score. We'll take a break. We'll be back in just a bit. Don't forget to download the Fan Club app. Join your home team and earn extra game day points. Back after this.
Welcome to the Arena League,
where it pays to be a loyal fan.
MVP. 33 of those last year. He had multiple games of close to 5 touchdowns. Here's the handoff to Martinez, trying to get outside and in for the score, but a flag on the play in the backfield. Martinez slaps the ball in anger. See.
Again, penalties have been going towards the Goats all game. Got to be frustrated as a team and even as a coaching staff with all these penalties. Again, Goats back up the right side, shifts directions, more than likely a holding call. We'll see what the officials have to say, as right now Otis Odom right by the official huddle. As we see from his reaction, we can get a little insight on what the call is going to be. Taking a long time to talk it over, but puts the game within 4-3 if the Goats are able to get the conversion there. So a huge opportunity here, as this is the first time it's been a one-score game this half, as it was the Lunkers who took the lead originally, and the Goats have been playing catch-up ever since.
Still talking it over, and here's the replay.
The pitch.
Martinez on the conversion.
And the flag's on right there, maybe 82 with the angle. Got a little bit of the jersey there. We'll see, but so I think it was number 82, I think Jamal Williams on the hold. Now a 1-point conversion from out on the 12.
Then Boxell back near midfield here. The official talking and looking at the scoreboard.
Might also be looking up here to the refs up here with the sky cameras.
They're going to redo the extra point here. 4-point lead for the Lunkers. Quick hitter. Diving forward, but not getting in is Thompson. So this one, no good as Thompson dives forward, and Bruce Smith is trying to block on the play.
A little slow to get up from a Goats player down there, and it was Bruce Smith who was a little slow getting up. Now a slight hobble in his step. Looks to be okay. That'd be a huge piece for the Goats to lose, especially at this point in the game, only down 4.
And a lot of time left in this one. Well, I'll tell you, very different second half for the Goats offensively. They've been very efficient with their play calling. They've changed some things up. They brought Martinez back in the backfield, and that's opened up a lot of offense for them.
It's never about how you start, it's how you finish. Those adjustments can open the game wide open, and shown to be the case right now for the Goats. Offense humming, defense now. This is where you need the boys on the defensive side to be able to make a stop. And special teams has normally been the part that hasn't been doing great on the throw-offs, and it sets up in good position for the Lunkers.
Trujillo is back in the end zone near side, and he'll throw it downfield. It'll be Emory Bryant Jr. Hasn't really gotten untracked so far with the returns in this game.
The last one, he did get to return his first, and he got drilled.
Throw downfield, caught by Bryant. He's going to come up the sideline and is pushed into the board at about the 17-yard line. That's where the Lunkers will take over 1st and 10. So the Lunkers have it, 14-18 to play in the game. It's the opener of the 2025 Arena League season. First home game for the Ozarks Lunkers. Next week, St. Joe will host the defending champion Duluth Harbor Monsters. That'll be at 7:05 next Saturday night. Tickets can be purchased by stjgoatsfootball.com for that game. Lunkers football, White, and we'll blow the play dead. Delay of game again against the Lunkers. That's one thing that's hurt them in this one. Again, there's a clock on both sides of the field. Over the end zones, there's a play clock. And it's up to the quarterback to be able to see that and make the necessary adjustments. Josh White having some problems with that. Motion man. The give is to the motion man. That's Matt Rush again, trying to change directions again. And he is going to be caught inside the 5 and down. They're going to say his forward progress stopped at the 2-yard line.
And it gets to a point, that's where our coach is going to go, dance. You can dance, but don't run backwards. As he loses about 10 yards on that one. Jet sweep was already stuffed from the moment that ball got snapped, and nothing good there. Expect some pressure here from the Goats as safety puts them within 2.
White takes a snap in the end zone. He goes forward and is tripped up at the 4. Just trying to get it out and give him some room offensively. Rushed forward. They still got a long way to go. They got to get to midfield to get a first down.
Long way to go, and if you don't get it here, it's just surrender and hope your defense can do their job on the other end.
Much different half offensively for the Lunkers as well. They had the benefit of some penalties that helped them with field position. Here's a long pass downfield, man open, and it's incomplete. Through the fingertips of Matt Rush, who is wide open, and he drops the ball at the goal line.
And that's one he's going to want back and probably haunt him a little bit when he lays his head on his pillow at night. White able to get this ball down there. The deep ball's been working for him in this one, right there in his hands, unable to get it. And now lining up here, refs are talking something right here by the line of scrimmage. See what that's talking about. And oh, there's a penalty marker, right, a little hard to see that for, right by the 5-yard line. So again, here's the play. Able to buy time, throws it, the throw from White, and as you can see, in both hands of Matt Rush. One they're going to want back.
So penalty decline.
They'll surrender. So even if that was a catch, wouldn't have mattered anyways. Might help ease that off a little bit for Matt Rush. Still going to want that one back, but that's one you're going to want to hold on to. And now the Goats offense, no chance to take the lead for the first time this game. 12:09 left in the 4th at the 15. And Van Boxel has gotten way more settled in throughout this game. He's playing a great second half of football here in this one. He's cleaned it up a little bit, found the deep ball way more. Boo Smith's been starting to get fired up. We'll see how this drive goes, but the Lunkers defense has got to make a play.
Martinez has been a big lift as well in the backfield. Here's a quick out, and the pitch back to the tight end, Williams.
Flag on the play.
Was that a pitch back or a pitch forward? That's the question.
Me, but
so we'll see what the official says. We'll get to see it here, I think. Maybe not. But looked like a pretty good lateral there.
It did look, but again, a vertical angle for us doesn't really. They wave it.
Yep.
That is a backwards pitch. So first down now. And the Goats are marching.
They are indeed. Good play there. Again, they use Martinez in the backfield. That's been their change. And he gets the ball. He's going to be hit at the 15 into the wall. So a gain of about 4. Every time he touches the ball, he gets positive yardage. Ryan Martinez has been a factor in this second half for the Goats. Van Boxel, he can't run. He had to pitch to his right.
Flag on the play.
Yep. Did he get to the line of scrimmage and forget?
Two from the side judge on your far end, viewers, and from the white cap in the middle of the field behind. So penalty. And that's something where new quarterback in this league, new rules. No, he wanted to rush and then forgot. And right at the line of scrimmage, just a pivot. Stop and then pitch out, and that's a penalty. Back to midfield they go. Second and 17 for the Goats.
Vertical motion by the Goats. Van Boxel rushes up. He throws it downfield. Tipped up and caught on a deflection by Boo Smith. Nearly picked off by the Lunkers. Tipped up in the air by Felix King, and Smith with the deflected catch and into the end zone. He dances for the score.
And not one, but two balls that have been tipped by Lunkers defenders. Caught and taken home for 6. That one's going to haunt Felix King for a while.
Second score of the game now for Boo Smith. Here's a pitch back to Martinez. Boy, he's hemmed in. He's going to throw it into the end zone, and the ball is again deflected. And again, it's Felix King back there defensively for the Lunkers. So King nearly got a couple of interceptions. Now, you can return on the point after attempt, so he could have caught that, came back the other way. But
trying to roll out again, throw to the left. Here's that. Gets it, rolls right. Martinez has been doing a great job extending the play the few times he has been getting the ball. And again, I don't think that actually was King. That was number 12. That was Jackson. And on the ground is Boo Smith. Hasn't gotten up, tending to what looks to be his right leg.
Cramps.
Closer to the knee, probably a cramp. Now looking to work on his right calf is from the looks of it from up here in the broadcast booth. First lead of the game for the Goats, and wouldn't be the first come-from-behind victory that we've seen already this season. As the home opener between Duluth and Iowa, Duluth, the Monsters were able to come back and rally against the Woo to open the season last night. So already a little bit of deja vu here in this Saturday game.
So Boo able to walk off. Again, looked like a cramp because they had him down. He walks off normally. He looks like he's okay. Mm-hmm. But a couple touchdowns for Boo in the game, both in the second half.
Again, still a lot of time left for the Lunkers, but this defense has really got to figure it out. Drive after drive, the Goats have been able to put points on the board. Lunkers got to figure it out defensively. The adjustments made at the half looking and proving to be the tide turner in this game for the Goats. And the penalties, too, have been cleaned up for the most part. Still a couple here and there for the Goats, but it was the penalties that cost them early. Starting to clean them up, and now you look, and the Goats are playing better football and have a lead over the Lunkers here at the tackle box.
Well, and we haven't seen a special teams return yet. Here's a throw, and it's going to go out of bounds, so the Lunkers going to get it at midfield, which basically is the Goats' way of saying, hey, we're going to throw our defense out there, and we think we can beat you with our defense. We think we can stop your offense.
And this close to the game, I love that play. Confident in his unit would be Tyus Jackson, the defensive coordinator for the Goats. Confident in his unit as they walk out onto the field. Midfield, 25 yards to go. 2-point game. Bunched up again are the Lunkers.
Lunkers ball, they give it to Mackey getting outside. On his feet, there he goes. In for the score. No flag on the play. Mackey gets outside and scampers 25 yards for the touchdown.
Back to the bread and butter go the Lunkers. Handoff breaks outside again. The contain of the Goats is proving one of the more costly parts of this defensive play from the Goats. Breaks outside. The speed from Mackey gets there. Almost gets pushed into the boards, but able to get there. And in one play, Lunkers back with the lead with 4 here. And this is where 2-point conversion, a touchdown, be a tie game. 1 doesn't do you much, so I would be going for 2 if I were the Lunkers.
And they are.
Yep.
They heard you. So
They're
basically,
listening to the broadcast.
Basically, it's Ryan Martinez against Brandon Mackey offensively in this game. It's like a game of horse, but in football. These two guys are showing off. Lunkers go for two. White being pressured, throws it, and the ball is incomplete. Once again, intended for the big 6'4" wide receiver Johnson Sanders. Little overthrown that time. Lunkers do take a 48-44 lead with 9:57 to play in the football game.
That one also just not deep enough of a route. I mean, even if he catches that ball, he's on the 2-yard line. So not enough to get that one in for the Lunkers. But again, this defensive unit is going to have to step up. Not able to get a stop so far in the second half, if my memory serves me right. I don't think they've had a stop in this entire half of football. I mean, the Goats came out of the locker room with only 13 on the board, and now they got 44. Offense has been humming for the Goats. Boo Smith has been able to get his production going, and Van Boxel has looked way more comfortable in the pocket. You clean up the penalties. It's a great way to turn the tide.
Lunkers will throw it downfield. Good throw this time. Picked up by the Goats inside the 5. On his feet, trying to dance. Nowhere to go for Otis Odom. Good special teams coverage by the Lunkers.
Flag on the play and visible frustration from number 82 for the Goats, Jamal Williams. So I think that penalty's going on him, and that would be half the distance to the goal line. Back on about the 2 or 3 more than likely will be the Goats, and that's great for this Lunkers defense to try and force something. So we'll see it here. I think it's a block in the back is what's going to be the call from that replay. And yep, taking steps back to the, yep. Block in the back. And it was on this end, about this spot on the field too, and Aaron's snap caused a safety. Back against the wall is Van Boxel.
Takes a snap, looks for a quick hitter, finds Boo Smith, throws it to his side to Martinez. Martinez gets it across the 10 to the 15 where he's down. Good looking play there. Quick pass to Boo. Boo with the lateral to Martinez, who gets the first down.
Hurrying up here, getting back to line. The lateral's been working for this offense. Great way to utilize it.
Motion coming in by Martinez. Van Boxel rolling to his right. He's going to throw it downfield and deep. The ball is picked off and then dropped by the Lunkers. Oh, they're going to say incomplete.
I want to take a look at that. It looked like he had the ball. And we have a man down also on the field for the Lunkers. He's able to get up. We'll see it here on this far camera. Makes the throw. Wobbly.
Look at this one-handed.
Great body control, but does he hold it? Frame by frame we go.
On his hip.
Nope.
And there's where it bounces
Yep,
out.
That's an incompletion, but what an effort.
Man. Van Boxel dropping back. Pressure coming up. Long throw downfield, and it's caught by Boo Smith. Over the shoulder catch in the goal, and the Goats take the lead back. Boo Smith with his 3rd touchdown as he just beats Matt Rush into the end zone for the score.
Now the 3rd touchdown for Boo Smith. Firing up here in this second half. Lunkers get the lead once again. What a throw from Van Boxel.
Yeah, Goats get the lead from the Lunkers, 50-48. Van Boxel, he is going to try and throw it, and down on the play, says the official. And they're going to say that extra point no good. So a 2-point lead for the Goats, 50-48. So it's been a 37-point second half for the Goats after scoring 13 at halftime. We have a break. We'll take it right here. Hey, don't forget to download the Fan Club app. Join your home team with earn extra game day points. Back after this.
Those families. As a Springfield-based nonprofit.
Yes. Scoochie Boochie. Have you ever seen a fish in a helmet? Well, it's Lunky. He is an arena football mascot. That's got Lunkers fever. Everybody Ozarks knows our team's the best. Ozarks, Lunkers, yes. Ozarks, Lunkers, yes. Ozarks, Lunkers, yes. Ozarks, Lunkers, yes. You wanna know what a lunker is? It is a humongous fish. It is not a certain species. It is any fish that is big. Reeling in a wind. Caught a toe tapper, but really it's a fin. We got both snappers, long and fish. Well, measuring bass, set the record for weight. If intercepted the pass, that's the catch of the day. Ran it to the end zone, dove in, and the whole crowd yelling, go fish. Ozarks, Lunkers, yes. Ozarks, Lunkers, yes. Ozarks, Lunkers, yes. Ozarks, Lunkers, yes. Go fish, 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 yeah.
Busted.
Key points, only 43 points between the two, and now high-scoring, high-octane second half.
4 wide receivers right side for the Lunkers. Trying to run the football, but did he get outside? That was the quarterback, Josh White. I guess he crossed the line of scrimmage before he cut outside.
Yep.
So he'll pick up 4 yards, 5 yards. Well, a little more than that. He gets it across the 15 to the 17-yard line. Second down here. White, high snap, looks right, goes deep. Got a man open and caught and then dropped in the end zone.
I think we're going to get pass interference. Back judge calling a play there. Emery Bryant Jr., great control, almost had that. And yep, I think that is going to be some pass interference.
Watch him hit this to himself a couple of times, falling back. Once, twice, and then boom. 3 times he almost hauled that in.
Officials talking it over. And talking with the back judge as well. I think this is going to be pass interference. The back judge isn't with the huddle as of right now, talking to players for the Lunkers, and then 2 other officials, being one of the side judges and the white cap, are the ones in the huddle. But here's this play again while we have time. Just a go route, lobs it up, and it might be right there, the little bit of tugging they might call. Almost caught in the end zone too by Bryant Jr. So almost a great play, but we will see. White cap about to walk out and make his decision.
Little hand-to-hand combat there between those 2 players. I mean, both were kind of pushing and shoving, so it could have gone either way, but looks like they're going to assess it against the Goats. That's not going to go very well with St. Joe's head coach. But everybody walking the other way before the call has been made. Dorsey Golston III is the head coach of the Goats. He was a former football player at Wyoming, standout football player there. Very nice guy. Met him, talked to him a little bit before the game tonight.
And now they're walking back.
No.
Pass interference on the defense. That penalty will be 10-yard penalty from the previous spot. Automatic first down.
So I think the confusion was they thought it was at the spot of the ball, but it turns into a 10-yard penalty, which puts them right at midfield and an automatic first down.
And we got 6:36 to play in the game. 2-point lead for the Goats. Well, it's going to come down to whoever has the ball last. Lunkers in tight. The handoff is to the running back, and he crashes his way forward. This is Brandon Mackey up the middle. He'll get it across the 20 to the 19-yard line where he's tackled.
And with that run, that puts him just over 100 by my count at 101 for rushing yards on the game, not to include his receiving yards. He's got a couple there.
This is the quarterback this time, going to carry it up the middle. And White's not going to go very far. He gets a yard on the play. It's been tough go for the quarterbacks to try and run the football.
No, the linebacker's been great getting back to the middle of the field. It's the running back, Brandon Mackey, just on one side of the football for the Lunkers that's been able to do it.
In tight again are the Lunkers offensively. Long snap count. The give is to Mackey. Mackey trying to creep his way forward and read beautifully by the Goats defensively on the line of scrimmage. Mike Reynolds creating havoc along with his teammate up front. They have really been getting a lot of pressure on offensively, or on the Lunkers offensively.
And for one of the few times this game, the contain was there, and the Lunkers got to hurry. 8 seconds on the play clock.
Does he know it? He hasn't even looked up here. 3 seconds. Down to 1. Snap. He just did barely get it off. Sidearm pass is caught on the play, and that's going to be right at that down marker. Johnson Sanders with the catch, just enough for a first down.
And on a huge fourth down for this Lunkers team, able to get the first. The sidearm that time finding his man from White. Now hurrying up with the Lunkers.
Trying to get the score here with 4.5 minutes to play.
Rushing to the line, now taking the time.
Again in tight. This is the quarterback going to try and carry it himself, and he'll lose yardage. I think he tried to hand that to Mackey, but the defense was in the backfield so quick that he couldn't even hand it off. He had to take it himself.
Yeah, great blitz and play right there from the Goats. We'll see on the replay here.
Oh, my.
Great play right there from number 4, Ghost player, unnamed man, John Doe, however you want to say it. But a great play right there. 2nd and 12 for the Lunkers.
And a flag, and there goes the play clock again. Flag thrown.
Josh White visibly frustrated.
Trying to get the guys up to the line of scrimmage. I think he spent so much time screaming at his blockers on that previous play that he forgot to look at the play clock.
Again, 20 seconds goes by quick as it's right when the ref signals, so it's like 13 by the time they get to the line. You got to look, read the defense, call audibles. You don't got a lot of time.
Down to 7, play clock. 3, he gets a snap. Looks downfield, and he's going to be sacked on the play. There's that man, Mike Reynolds. He's been in the backfield all game long. I think that was his first sack.
That is his first sack. Again, great play, getting pressure. The pressure for the Goats is getting there. And a huge sack on the play is now at his 3rd into the next county for the Lunkers.
Yeah, they got to get to the 4-yard line for a first down.
And no choice, no surrender here. 2 downs to get about 20 yards. And again, the play clock. I think maybe the communication is more the fact he thinks the play clock starts when the ball's placed, not when the ref signals. Maybe that's it, because it didn't look like they weren't even out of the huddle yet. So there might be some miscommunication on the actual rule maybe. I'm not 100% sure, but the second one this drive, and again, pushing them further and further back. Soon enough, they're going to be back in the fairgrounds.
Well, and I don't think he's even looking at the play clock. You know, he gets up there, he's looking at his players. You got to at least take a quick glance at the play clock. It's down to 10 already. Motion man. He's going to roll to his left, forward now, man open, and the ball is caught by Payne, or was it? They say he did catch it at the 10. He's fallen backwards, held on to the football. That gets them closer, but they still got 4th down here and about 4 yards for the first down.
And want to hurry the line. They might want to take a look at that. I'm not too
sure.
No,
he caught it.
All right, it looked like from our angle, it looked like it hit the ground a little bit, but 4th down, 4th and about 5. Play of the game right here.
Rush coming on and they're going to call time here. The play clock was down to 3 as quarterback White was trying to get somebody to help block because the blitz was coming for the Goats. So they had to call the time. 2 minutes to play. It's a 2-minute warning. So we will take a break as well. We'll be back after this. Don't forget to download the Fan Club app, join your home team, and earn extra game day points. Back after this.
Score in the final 2 minutes of this half. Everyone again will get free 10-piece chicken bites from Huey Magoo's. They did really good in the first half. Let's see if they can do it again. Your Lunkers about to make the game even sweeter. Let's see if they can do it for a second time. So again, let's make some noise. Let's cheer them on. 2-minute clock time crunch. Lunky lost his helmet.
Well, the play of the game coming up for the Lunkers here. 4th and 4. 2 minutes to play in the game. I mean, there's a chance they could get the ball back, but they don't get the first down or into the end zone here. It could be over as the way that Martinez is running the football and with the clock moving could be the end of the game. Goats up 50-48. Final couple minutes of regulation here. Coming up again next week, Lunkers on the road. They play Eau Claire while St. Joe hosts Duluth, the defending champs. Here it is, the play of the game. Quarterback Josh White in the backfield, in tight. Mackey slides over to the right. Long snap count. White rolling back, rolling to his right. Now back to his left, being chased. Going forward. He's going to throw it into the end zone. Nearly picked off. Incomplete. Great defense by the Goats as they'll get the football back. I don't think he held on that.
He did not. He did not hold on. I had a good view of it. He did not. And I think right there, White, I think he didn't realize how far away he was from the line of scrimmage, because I think if he cuts up, he's got a chance to get the first if he takes it himself. We'll see it again here. Here's the replay.
But he had to be inside the running lane.
He was about maybe a yard or two on the right. I think he can cut back up. You see it here. The hash mark's about on the 7. Again, he probably didn't have a chance to make that play anyways, but we'll see how the Goats approach this chew clock or try and score the dagger.
They got Double motion. They give it to Odom. Odom up the middle, still on his feet, knocked down finally on the play by Jackson, but enough for a first down for the Goats. Going to keep the ball on the ground. 1:35 to play as the clock continues to move.
But a first down, though, you're the Lunkers. Got to start considering calling timeout.
Goats last year finished the regular season 7-1. The Lunkers were 3-5. First game of the regular season. Van Boxel with Martinez to his left. Martinez will get the ball up the middle. He'll dive forward and again try to eat up some time on the clock. Keep that clock moving. Under a minute to play in the game. Second down. Another first down and game's pretty much over.
I don't think even with the first down, look, clock's still running, 50 seconds. I think even if they're able to get the stop, the game's over.
Well, you got 20-second play clock, so you factor that in.
I don't think the Lunkers even have timeouts to call either.
Snap back. Here's the handoff. The pitch to the right for Martinez with 30 seconds to play.
Yep, I don't think Lunkers have timeouts. Under 40, that's going to put a bow on it.
Clock continues to roll. If it's under 20, yep, that's it.
Yep.
They don't have to do a thing. And the Goats are going to come on the road and pick up a narrow.
Hold on.
Now timeout's going to be called. So that's one way to. And this is.
Here's my thing, because the play clock was stopped. Okay. Lunkers, they did have timeouts. Interesting. I figured you would have wanted to call a timeout earlier. 9 seconds, third down. I'm going to take a knee unless.
The key to a great toast is who you're with. At Big Whiskey's, we toast to best friend weekends, to birthday wishes, to burgers and wings, to big wins, and to believing in we, with something for everyone, from apps to wraps, salads to steaks. Everything is a big deal at Big Whiskey's. Here's to always being welcome.
All right, Lunkers fans, get on your feet. Get loud. Get proud. We got a minute.
Well, talking it over at midfield, Cam Bruffett, the head coach of the Lunkers, along with the officials. White Hats coming over, looking at the clock here. He may make an announcement. He's looking at the clock, so they did take a full timeout. But the Goats, what a second half by the Goats, huh?
Yeah, absolute fire performance from Boo Smith and Van Boxen. Tore it up in the second half and were able to give the Goats just enough to hopefully pull this one through. And to Lunkers fans, this being the first home opener, it's going to be about a 3-week road trip for the Lunkers. They won't be back before they play one of the new expansion teams for the Arena League, the Hot Springs Wise Guys. That will be on June 28th here at Wilson Logistics Arena. There are road games for weeks 2, 3, and 4 against Eau Claire Axemen, the Iowa Woo, and then the Hot Springs Wise Guys on the road. So back-to-back meeting with the Wise Guys. And then we'll have 3 straight home games after that. So make sure
Again, this will be
you get tickets and come out here to
down.
Wilson Logistics Arena. Show out for the Lunkers. 25 seconds now, so I think it was a clock issue, so maybe some time.
So they blow the whistle, and the play inside 2 minutes starts on the snap. This is Martinez trying to get outside as he reverses field. He is down, and another timeout by the Lunkers with 16 seconds to play.
And fourth down, no reason to.
Your swing is one of a kind.
complete. Didn't waste much time there as he tried to get it once again to Johnson Sanders.
Number 10, Angel Mata, is the one. When you have all wide out like that, it's two guys rushing, one defensive lineman, or offensive lineman, excuse me. There's no way to check the unguarded man on the blitz. So White has to either improvise, make a move, or get rid of it quickly. He chose to get rid of it. Looks like they'll have some guys in the line to help chip that blocker. 12.6.
Snap back, rolls to his right. Pump, looking, he's going to throw it downfield and deep, and
pass interference. Flag on the play, and oh my goodness.
Goats are not happy with the call.
Here's the replay. We'll look at it to see it. So rolling, throw. I mean, that's almost perfectly timed. We might have to slow that one down to see. It could be over the back, too. I think from that angle, it looks like he gets there a little early. Don't know what you make of it, but we'll see.
Wow.
5.2 left, though, so they're at midfield with a Hail Mary chance.
Automatic first down.
No matter here, though, now it's one play.
Josh White at his own 20-yard line. The only man in the backfield here. He's going to send everybody out. Rolls, throws it into the end zone and high. Jump ball. It is caught! It's caught! The Lunkers, Johnson Sanders in the end zone. And the Lunkers will win it in dramatic fashion.
No flag. Oh, wait, there's a flag after all. What? Commotion. The Whitecap throws something after the fact. Hold on, we have to see what this is. As of now, it's Rajay Johnson Sanders, the hero. Fans are going nuts. We don't know what the call is.
Well, players on the field, I think that had to be it.
Unsportsmanlike conduct, though, I don't think takes the penalty, the playback.
Wow.
What a finish.
They throw it up to the 6'4" Johnson Sanders. He makes the catch in the end zone for the apparent game winner.
They're celebrating. Hail Mary, Lunkers win.
Look at that. Comes down with the football, 3 white jerseys around him, and the Lunkers win this one 54-50.
And look at the Lunkers players waving goodbye. Bad blood between these two. What a battle.
Oh my.
Ladies and gentlemen, if that was your first taste of the Arena League, I hope you're hooked for now. What a finish. They go to the line and shake hands.
What a game, what a game. A Hail Mary for the Ozarks Lunkers, and they win it 54-50 over the St. Joe Goats. Not the only time these teams will probably meet this season. A chance in the playoffs, I'm sure, but the only time during the regular season they play. Next week, the Lunkers will be in Wisconsin at Eau Claire, while the Goats host Duluth. And what a second half. Wow.
The trend is still true. The only 2 regular season losses for the St. Joe Goats came here in the tackle box. What a win for the Ozark Lunkers.
No doubt about it. 54-50. Hope you enjoyed this one. Hey, coming up next, it's the Arena League post-game show with Tim Brown, featuring top plays and league insights you won't want to miss. And fans, don't forget the Fan Club app is available. You want to make your fan highlight reel, check your points, and claim your rewards. Folks, hope you enjoyed it. That'll do it from Springfield, Missouri. Your final score, 54-50. The Lunkers win it over the Goats. For Ryan Swanson, this is Tom Ladd wishing you a pleasant good evening.
Wednesday, June 11th, that's Lunkers night at Andy B's. I'd like to thank you all once again for coming out tonight to the Wilson Logistics Arena. Until next time, have a pleasant good evening and good night, and drive home safely.
Yes. Scoochie Boochie. Have you ever seen a fish in a helmet? Well, it's Lunky. He is an arena football mascot. Dash got Lunkers, fever. Everybody Ozarks knows our team's the best. Ozarks, Lunkers, yes. Ozarks, Lunkers, yes. Ozarks, Lunkers, yes. Ozarks, Lunkers, yes. You wanna know what a lunker is? It is a humongous fish. It is not a certain species. It is any fish that is big. Huh. Yeah, reeling in a wind. Caught a toe tapper, but really it's a fin. We got both snappers, long and fish. Oh, measuring bass, set the record for weight. If intercepted the pass, that's the catch of the day. Huh. Yeah, ran it to the end zone, dove in, and the whole crowd yelling, go fish. Yeah, Ozarks, Lunkers, yes. Ozarks, Lunkers, yes. Ozarks, Lunkers, yes. Ozarks, Lunkers, yes. Go fish, go fish, go fish.